And we're back.
Anyways, what? I don't know.
Do you guys know which one I'm talking about?
You showed it to me
Do you guys
last
know?
night.
No?
No idea.
Gotta
Yeah,
play
I've
it.
seen it.
No.
Yeah,
you
we've
can't
seen
play
it.
it
Yeah,
again.
we've seen it.
You
It's
can
fine.
cut it out. If Matty doesn't want to know, I think Matty needs to know. Where is it?
He's finding it. He's finding it. He's finding it.
I'm finding it.
While he's looking for that, how do I put this?
How do you put this?
I don't know how to put this.
He doesn't know how to put it.
We need someone else to riff while I think about this.
Okay, so Patrick doesn't know how to put this. Malcolm's finding a video. Mark, what do you got for us?
Like in general?
You gotta have something.
Where is it? Not really. I don't have anything on my mind, to be honest.
When was the last time I saw you?
Last time I saw you, I don't know. I think it's been a while.
I feel like
Actually,
it's been like 3 weeks.
it might have been a couple. Yeah, maybe a couple.
3 weeks.
3
We did the
weeks.
show last week.
Oh yeah,
Wait,
last
were
week
we
then.
there together? at the
Yeah,
show
probably.
last week?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
So last week I saw you.
Okay.
For some reason, I'm quiet for myself, but you guys are loud and clear. How do I adjust that? Oh, there you go. I didn't. Oh, that one's for other people. That one's for me.
Yeah, this is just for your headphones, but that's your actual.
I like that.
Volume.
Cool.
It's been lost.
All right, Malcolm can't find it. Did you find the words?
No.
Patrick
Okay,
hasn't
that's
found
our
the
cold
words,
open.
So we're never gonna know what he's talking about. Anyways, on to the show. Welcome back to episode 38 of Wildly Adequate, the show about anything, everything, and usually nothing. A nice tip of the cap from Malcolm. I, as always, am Mr. Matthew Urso, 1/4 of your host and crew, shirtless because all I had on there was this hoodie and I didn't have anything on under it, and I'm too fucking hot and mad. It's been a shit night. I am joined, as always, by
Patty.
Mark.
Malcolm.
There you go. The gang is all
Can you
here.
say that louder?
Enunciate, will you?
Malcolm.
There you go.
There you go. Speaking of Malcolm, I believe you're starting, so please take us away.
I am starting, and today I know it's not the Christmas episode, but
Oh, I know. It's
Oh God.
I was feeling Christmassy. So
not even December yet, bro.
bro, it's tomorrow. It's not even.
It's gonna be December when
It's
this
in-
this
yeah.
one comes out.
Yeah,
That's
it
right.
is.
Okay.
We're gonna rank the top-rated movie, the Christmas movies, top-rated Christmas movies.
Top-rated Christmas movies. Okay.
Like just to pick our favorites, or it's a tier list.
Yeah, tier list.
Oh, wow.
Matthew knew about this beforehand.
I was prompted by Malcolm ahead of time.
Wow.
To have a tier list.
He even had to remind me Christmas episode was next week.
Yeah, I was like, hey, but just so you know, the Christmas episode's next week. He's like, no, I got stuff planned. This is
Oh,
going to have
you
to
know
be an
what'd be a crazy
on-the-fly
Christmas
one,
topic?
so you are going to have to let me
What?
know what movies you want to add, and then we'll do it as we
Okay.
go, like with the burger one, because I don't.
Finally, we
anything
have
prepped.
we have a tier list that's proper. SABCD.
Yes,
Finally.
this is what Malcolm asked for, and
Very
we're just
good.
going to do a little shift command 5 to start the screen.
Yo, I have an idea for a Christmas topic. It's
What?
gonna be crazy. I'm not gonna say it on the air.
Perfect.
I was thinking like best Christmas cookies.
Yeah,
Malcolm,
start thinking.
where do we start with best Christmas movie?
I
Oh, are
think
you
we-
introducing them? Okay.
Yeah. Anyone else could too. If I forget any, just let me know. But let's start with Elf.
Oh, God. Okay, just quickly before we rank this, initial opinions on Elf, everybody.
Here's the thing.
We did discuss
Not-
this.
I think that
last week.
I think
Did
that
we?
Elf is like it's not popular for no reason. I think that like people like it for a reason. I think that it's also just kind of like ubiquitous with Christmas and everyone just thinks of it. As a movie itself, I don't think it's very good.
Mm-hmm. Can I be completely upfront with you?
Yeah.
Mm.
My personal experience isn't. I know my personal experience doesn't translate to everyone's experience, but for me, I only watched Elf last year. That was the first time I ever watched
Okay.
it. So it's not like a movie to me where like I think Christmas. I think has to be Elf.
Are we ranking this as like because to me a movie could be like a good Christmas movie, but a kind of a shitty general movie. You know what I'm saying?
I'm thinking on terms of both. Cause I'm putting it together. I'm thinking nostalgia. Like it's got the nostalgia a bit, but when I think movie wise, I'm like, it's just a little bit better than Morbius.
It's a C for me.
I don't.
That's generous.
Yeah, I think that I would never go higher than a C or a B.
The fact that I didn't say D is crazy, by the way, boys.
I think again, as a Christmas movie, it's better than it is as a movie. Is what
Even
I'm
as a
thinking.
Christmas
Slightly.
movie, it's not great.
Yeah, but
Even as a Christmas movie.
as a Christmas movie,
it's
it's
like him trying to bang this girl.
But
bro,
to me,
for 90% of
to
the
me,
movie.
as a Christmas movie and just how the popularity of it in the culture and shit, I think it would be like a B. But it as a movie is like a C probably.
I'm cool with C.
I will toss out a D, but I know I'm
Wow.
probably
I'll
not
meet
going
you
to
at
get.
D.
I think it's
I was just
Meeting
gonna say
you at
I
D.
was gonna probably get outvoted, so I would bring it to C.
no, but
No,
even
no,
even
guys,
if
I'll
even
meet you
if
at D.
even if both of you were at D, we're at C and B. So I think C is going to be where it
Wait, I thought you
lies
said you
anyway.
said C.
Even if I said C, it's 2 C's, 2 D's. Why would it go
Two
down
C's,
to
two
D?
D's.
Yeah,
So
so-
where does that leave us?
That's a good question.
Coin flip.
I think
Yeah.
coin flip. Yeah, that makes sense.
But no, but are we saying like we're saying it's D as a Christmas movie,
I'm
or it's as a
saying
movie?
D, like whole package.
Because to me,
Whole
it's like we
package
gotta
is-
pick what we're doing: Christmas movies or just movies.
If
I think
as
I
a
think
movie.
consider all of it. Why not consider all of it?
If it's Christmas movie, I'm sticking with C. Never mind. I'm sticking with C.
I'll stick with C as well.
Okay.
What's what?
Tails is gonna be D. Wow.
It's Tails.
Okay,
good.
so we're putting it on the
Ooh.
bottom. It's gonna bother a lot of people, but it's
We're
fine.
not in the people pleasing business, Mark.
I guess so.
If you're out there and you're upset about Elf being at the bottom right off the bat, get over it.
Get
What's
over it.
next?
What's next,
Malcolm?
dog? Yeah,
Let's go.
think off the top of your
Let's
head.
go
what's
Home Alone
next.
1. Let's go Home Alone 1.
Home Alone.
Alone.
See, I know this is another one, right? Where to me, as a movie, it's not like a fucking like masterpiece or really
You're
amazing
right,
as a movie.
but it's a way
way better than
better
Elf.
Christmas
Way better than
movie
Elf.
than Elf. So
It's-
the
no.
ratio brings
Also,
it
it's a better
higher.
movie than Elf.
It's a better movie than Elf, and it's a better Christmas
Yeah.
movie. But that being said, as a movie, it's not amazing.
It's not an amazing movie.
I'll put it at B.
I'm putting it at A.
Uh,
I
as
was
a-
going to toss out an A as well.
As,
It
as a
has to
Christmas
be.
movie, I'm going A as well.
Suck on it, Malcolm.
That's fine with me.
It's a great movie.
It's not a great movie.
Ooh, wow. Okay.
See,
Okay.
I
like
agree.
Home Alone 2 better.
I agree. I
Home Alone
don't.
2 is better.
So okay, we'll do that then.
Oh, we're doing that next?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I
S.
assumed that was the next logical
S.
step.
But-
S, not even a
But you're
question for
balancing
me.
movie, and Christmas movie. You're saying it's S?
Yeah.
Because to me, as
The
a
thing
Chris-
is, now nostalgia plays the biggest role for me.
I
here.
cannot, in good conscience, put Home Alone 2 above Home Alone 1, so B.
I'm comfortable putting it on the same level.
I'm
as A.
comfortable as well.
On the same level or S?
I think
You
we're all
just said
saying
you liked it better. You just
do
said
like
it's
that.
better.
I like it better.
The thing
as,
is, if I say S, it's not going to change anything.
Patrick, but I like Home
If
Alone.
you say S, it's two S's. It will change.
Is it?
something.
Oh, then I'll stick with S.
But here's the
Yeah.
thing. I like. No, but then we got 2 A's and 2 S's.
Yeah.
Wait, I
and then
think
we'll.
he's a B.
No, he just said A. Oh no, what are you saying?
I'm going to go to B.
He
Okay,
said
so then we're
I
gonna
can't,
go.
in
So it's
good
gonna stay at A
conscience,
then.
put it higher than Home Alone
You
2.
could go
That's
up.
coin flip, bro.
Huh?
No,
You
no,
just
no,
go
no.
right.
We got a
Sure,
B.
flip on it.
No, but we got an A. We got
But
a
if he goes
B.
up to A, then we coin flip.
Do you want to go up?
I don't mind
It's up to you.
flipping on it.
Okay,
All
let's
right.
do it.
Someone call.
Okay, A will be S.
Wait a minute,
A will be-
wait a
What?
minute.
What?
Hold on.
A is S?
Wait.
But we're
No, here's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
I'm saying B, Mark said A, and you two are saying S.
So it has to-
So I'm saying meet in the middle at A.
yeah.
Or we'll flip for it, but if the flip goes my way, B.
No.
I think we should balance it at A. I think the list would look.
I'm willing to take that. I
That's
feel
fine.
so strongly. I'm willing to take that.
That's
Wow,
fine.
he's taking
That's
it.
fine.
All
The
right,
flip?
here we go.
Call it.
So I say A is S.
A is S. What are you
A
talking
is
about?
A is S.
A
Heads
is
is S. Heads is
Okay, heads is
S.
S.
Thanks
Ah,
the Lord for
damn,
he is
I
good.
lost.
I don't hate that.
The coin don't
I
lie.
like it better than the first.
The coin
one.
don't lie. I'm just gonna say right
Coin
now.
Now, that was
Alright.
what we call a wager, ladies and
Let's
gentlemen.
go. A Nightmare Before Christmas.
Nightmare.
Now here's the thing, boys.
I think it's just Nightmare Before Christmas, not A name.
Can I tell you the thing?
Might just be nightmare.
Who wants to know the thing?
You haven't
It's
seen
a nightmare.
it. We don't care.
Oh, you know the thing?
Yeah, you mentioned this already,
Okay.
and it upsets me.
All right.
The Nightmare Before Christmas is an easy S for me.
Easy S.
Is yes.
Oh wow. Okay. Hold
It's
on.
unbelievable,
I
dude.
haven't seen it, but
It's
like
incredible.
I can't imagine it's an S.
It's-
I can't.
Even
It's
if you
really
think it's a
It's a
B or an
work of
A,
art.
3 S's.
D.
B.
All right, what's next, Malcolm?
That's a good question. I'm out of Christmas movies off the top of my head already. Actually, no. Let's go The Grinch live action.
Oh, live action Grinch. That's easily an A for me.
That's a good one.
That's a really good one. Yeah. It's not on the level of Home Alone 2, but I think it's.
God,
I'm willing. I
Almighty.
can hear.
Maddie,
Listen,
Maddie doesn't like it.
I'm willing to have a conversation about B.
Yeah, I was gonna toss out no higher than a B.
Just for nostalgia and how much I personally like the movie, I'm gonna put it at an A.
I'm putting it in an A.
What's your favorite scene from that movie? What's your favorite scene from?
I
The
like that
Grinch?
movie when I like the scene where they're carrying him in a throne and he's getting fed fudge. It's a funny one.
My
And he's
favorite
like-
scene is when he's going.
yeah,
So we have 2 A's. What are you, Patrick?
What's my favorite scene? So you're A. You're A.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You're Maddie, or what are you?
I'm B at
I think
most.
I'm B as well.
Okay, then we're flipping another coin. How much of this list is gonna be coin flipping?
Where's the,
All right,
where the
Malcolm.
coin?
Where's
go?
the coin? All right.
All right, heads is A.
Okay. Tails.
Tails.
Damn, B.
Boy, no lie.
All right.
The next logical
that doesn't
step.
look right there. Doesn't look right.
No,
It's
that's
okay though.
that's fine.
The OG
Uh,
Grinch.
Yes.
The OG Grinch.
No, the problem with that, I haven't seen that one in so long.
Mm-hmm. It's a C.
No, it's not.
I'm not gonna lie to you boys. I've never seen the OG Grinch.
I hate
I'll put it at B. Even though I think the live action one is better.
I will refrain
I think
from
that
putting input.
I think that the live action one has more of a goofiness element to it
Mhm.
and is a little bit more wacky. And the original, based on what I remember, is like more heartwarming and shit.
Mhm. Based on what you were saying right now, I feel like it can't be above that Grinch.
I think
For
it,
me, it's an A.
Oh wow.
I think that a lot of people might put it as just as a movie, as a better movie.
Mm.
I think that just for myself personally, for nostalgia, I can't put it higher. So I'm willing to put it.
Like B, but like after that Grinch.
If the live action went to A, I'd be comfortable with putting it at the same level. I'm gonna go B on this one. So we got 1A, 1B.
I'll go an A.
Wow.
I'll go an A.
Okay, Patrick, you're the tiebreaker.
I can't. I haven't seen it. I can't
Okay,
do
so
it.
then we got 2 A's and a B. So we put it in A then. Right.
The Grinch.
Let's go National Lampoon's.
I do feel comfortable with that because I think it's a better movie,
Mm.
probably.
Christmas time is here.
Wait. Can you play the trailer for National Lampoon's real quick?
No.
Because I can't remember what it's about, but I've seen it.
I
It's
can
about-
play it for you after
It's about nothing.
Why can't you play it now?
because we don't need to do that. It's fine.
For me, as a Christmas
But I
movie,
can't remember what it's about. Yo, someone play me the trailer.
I can't remember what it's about.
Someone tell me what it's about.
They're hosting everyone coming in the family.
As the
over.
holidays approach, Clark Griswold wants to have a perfect family Christmas, so he pesters his wife, Ellen, and children as he tries to make sure everything is in line, including the tree and house decorations. However, things go awry quickly. His hick cousin Eddie and his family show up unplanned and start living in their camper on the Griswold property. Even worse, Clark's employers, what the fuck? Something on the holiday bonus he needs.
Oh, yeah, I remember now. The holiday bonus.
To me-
I don't remember.
to me, I think that because I feel
That's a
like
good
we
movie.
watch it at Malcolm's house like pretty regularly, like
Mhm.
every Christmas,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that it's just it's a fun movie. It's funny. It has a heartwarming aspect to it. I'm willing to put it an A.
B, please.
I'm an A as well.
I'm an A.
Okay, there you go.
That day go, day go.
All right, how many people here have seen the Muppets version of
I have-
Scrooge?
I have not.
I have not.
No? Okay,
I
we don't have to do it
I'm
then.
so sorry. I know you mentioned that last week.
That's okay.
Did we talk about Christmas movies last week?
A little.
We
What
did a
about
little bit.
Can you search for Christmas movies? Search for Christmas movies.
I was gonna say I got a few.
Die
in the
Hard.
tank here.
Let's do Die Hard.
Let's do Die Hard.
Oh God, Gremlins.
Gremlins.
Jingle
Die Hard.
All
Die
the
Hard. It's
Way.
right there.
Jingle All the Way,
right
Black
there, man.
Christmas.
Dude, I love A Christmas Carol. Have you guys all seen that one?
Mm-hmm.
I think so. But why don't we rank Die Hard next?
Sure.
I mean, I guess.
I think we all
You
know where
don't
it's
think
going.
you don't think it's a Christmas movie, Matt?
People say it is, but to me, it taking place at Christmas
Mhm.
doesn't
Doesn't make it.
make it a
enough.
Christmas
make it a
movie.
Christmas.
Okay, then let's leave it
movie.
I
out
feel
then.
like it's accepted in the culture as a.
It is,
Christmas
but-
movie, so we should rank it.
All right, let's do it.
Okay.
For fun. Just for fun.
Okay.
I hope our watches like Die Hard.
Here's the thing. For me, like
That's a great photo.
for me, like Matty was saying, just because it takes place during Christmas,
Wait,
but,
but
doesn't-
can you even rank it? You didn't want.
it never at any point felt like a Christmas movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Like-
gonna say B because I think it's a better movie than it is a Christmas movie. If this was like, if we were just saying like action movies, I'd be like, yeah, Die Hard's iconic, sure, whatever.
Okay.
But as a Christmas movie, I'm like, it's B at most.
Okay.
It's a D.
If we're saying Christmas movie and that's the lens we're gonna judge it
That's-
on,
that's
I'm
what
gonna
I'm-
say C.
That's what I'm trying to weight it more as, because to me, like, at no point did it feel like it's a Christmas movie. Like Matty was just saying, it just takes place during Christmas.
Yeah.
But there's no like Christmas themes and shit.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
say B actually.
It's a D.
I'm gonna meet. I don't. Again, maybe I should give it another shot. But just based on memory and as a Christmas movie, I don't think it's a Christmas movie at all.
It's not Christmas and
So
it's not a good movie.
I'm gonna say it's a D for me. So we'll
Okay.
meet in the middle with a C because we got 2 Ds and 2
Gotcha.
Bs.
I get, fucking Hans Gruber there opens the elevator, the dead guy in the
Ho,
sweater.
ho, ho.
Ho. Now I have a machine gun. I get it, but like, Christmas movie, come on.
You also do a Christmas Carol, the Jim Carrey animated one. But the problem is, have you guys even seen it? Who's seen it?
like 100 years ago, but I don't remember being
I
like
remember this.
crazy about it.
I remember that movie.
To me, I love this movie. It's so
C.
wonderful for me. I'm gonna personally put it an S.
S. Oh, good
For
thing
me.
you're not getting that.
Well, it's gonna be weighted.
I'll give it an A.
Okay.
I would meet
It's
you
really
at a
good.
C, Patrick.
C.
And what do you got?
I said C.
I think
So
that
we
brings
got-
it to an A.
So we
I
got
think that brings it to a B
I don't
at
think that
most.
can. No, because S is so strong.
wait, we got S, A, and what?
S,
C's.
A, and 2 C's.
S, A, and 2 C's. That's hard. Well, S.
I think.
No,
it would
it's
have
gotta
to
be A.
I think it would have to be.
It's gotta be A because we
It would
got
have
one
to
at the
be
very top, one at A. I think just going up one doesn't make sense because we got two really high ones, and only one low one, or like two low ones. Okay, if you guys were C and D, and then it was S and A, then B would make sense because it's right in the middle. But to me, it has to go to A.
I would say it would go in front of the Grinch at the B level. It would go top of B.
Are we ranking it like? I didn't think we ranked it like that.
Oh, we were doing that with sports when you weren't here.
With Pablo's thing. My only case for it being at B as opposed to A, I guess, personally speaking, is I don't think it belongs in the same league as Home Alone, Grinch, or Christmas Vacation.
I mean, to me, just personally, that's why I put it at
National
S.
I
But I don't
think
know.
I think maybe it should go top of B. I think that's
Okay.
I think that's where it belongs.
I mean, I don't know. There's no rule for weighting at S, A, 2 C's. Like we haven't really discussed that.
Mm-hmm.
I
But
just feel like S is it's really strong, and it kind of keeps it up there.
Okay, so you're
If
saying
I-
bottom of A.
I'm saying bottom of A.
So
yeah.
it's the worst of all the A's.
here's the thing, though. Okay, I'm willing to go down to an A if we want to just balance it at B then, because I don't think it's like the best Christmas movie ever. It's my personal probably favorite, but as a Christmas movie, I
So
don't
what is your
think.
favorite Christmas movie?
What?
So what is your favorite Christmas movie?
I think it is my personal favorite, but to me, it doesn't.
I thought Nightmare was your favorite.
Well, that one's cool. I think Nightmare Before Christmas is a better movie. For example,
Okay.
I'm willing to put it at A personally. Then, so if you want to if we have 2 A's and 2 C's, then we can just go to B, I guess.
Okay.
There you go, Mr. Christmas Carol. Let's see, because I got some off the dome here.
Frosty
I
the
love
Snowman.
Frosty the Snowman.
I don't think I've ever seen it. If I did, it was probably when I was a little kid, so I don't remember. I'm gonna bow out of this vote.
It's a B.
I'll give it a B.
Easy A.
What's your favorite scene from that movie?
Don't remember.
So then it goes to B because we got 2 B's.
What's your favorite scene from that movie?
When he dies and comes back to life.
So can you search up Christmas movies for me and just see what else we got?
I feel like when you search up Christmas movies, a whole lot of shit ones are gonna come up. And like what's right here right now.
I mean, I still got off some off the dome here. We got what's it called? The Santa
Can we do
Claus.
the Arthur
We
one?
got
Arthur
Gremlins.
Christmas?
Never watched it.
No.
The problem is the rest of these we probably all haven't seen.
Christmas Story. We got the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Oh, come on, the Rudolph.
Yeah,
The stop motion, the claim,
I haven't
what's
seen it since I was a child.
What kind was that? What's
I think it
the
was animated.
it's
it's
just
not-
a stop motion.
stop motion? Yeah, there we go.
Oh,
The old.
oh yeah, I like this one a lot.
Yeah.
I'll give that an A.
I'm gonna give that an A as well. It's
I
a great
think it's an
movie.
A as well.
Yeah, this is pretty like iconic
It is.
Christmas.
Silver and gold, silver
I think that most people when they look at the list, they're gonna think that Home Alone 2 should be under 1. Like they should flip
Yes.
in location, and I think that people are gonna our
Pissed
age
at Elf.
pissed at maybe, but I think people our age love the Jim Carrey Grinch. I think they're gonna have a problem with that. But you
I
know,
love Jim Carrey.
me too.
Wait, how did it end up down there? Oh, I said B, didn't I?
And then I think Matty said C or something.
Piece of crap.
Charlie Brown Christmas,
I've
ladies.
Never
and
seen it.
Never seen it.
Really, Patrick?
I saw it when I was a kid, but
I
Sorry,
think
Charlie
this
Brown.
might be our list. I don't think there's anything else that's glaring. Is there?
Charlie Brown
There's
would
gotta
be.
be some other stuff out there.
there's so many, bro. What are you trying
Charlie
I
Brown
honestly
would
don't
be
think
an
there's that much.
enemy.
That's why Elf is shown so
What
often.
about A Christmas Story? Anyone else?
Never
Christmas
seen it.
Story?
Oh,
Christmas
Polar
Story is great.
Express.
Oh, yeah.
Polar
How
Express.
could we
That's the
forget
last
Polar
biggie. That's the last
Express?
biggie. Now, the problem with the Polar Express for me is that I haven't seen it in so long, so my memory is a little bit skewed. I loved it
Oh my
so
God,
much as a
I've seen these
kid.
images, man. Oh my god.
On a
I'm
boat.
leaning towards S. I'm not. gonna
Wow.
I'm gonna go A.
I'm putting an S as my official answer.
A.
Fuck, this is down to me. I think. Polar Express.
Mark's gonna be like hot take D.
A. I'm gonna go A.
Okay,
I think Polar Express
think
is
that's
really
fair.
good. My only
great.
like, I just don't think it has a lot to it. If that makes any sense. Like I feel
no.
like it's kind of just like
doesn't make sense.
some of these other Christmas movies. I feel like there's a theme or a message. And
There is a
like,
message in Polar Express.
There's 100% a message.
It has one, but I'm kind of just like,
It's lame. You
all
don't
right,
like the message.
whatever. Like I don't know.
You don't like the message of Polar.
I think that it
No.
has a very clear message, but maybe it's just not something that is like you're not. It doesn't resonate with you. You're not like, oh, that's great.
like what is the message of Polar Express? I guess
I don't remember, but I think it's like
he like has the bell or something at the
Yeah.
end, and then he sees Santa or some shit.
I think the message is like I haven't seen it in so many years, but isn't it like was part of the message like believing in
It's something about believing. Yeah.
I guess, yeah,
like
probably.
having like believing in Christmas and having that Christmas spirit, I guess.
It's about Christmas spirit. Yeah.
I think it's just about having Christmas
guess.
spirit as opposed to being like cynical about it. I
Sure,
guess.
I don't know. And to me, I'm just like, I don't know, like the Grinch and the whole like, you know, hey, like
Don't be grumpy.
be good to other people and like, you know, kind of share the love and like spread like I don't know. I just find that that's like, oh, that's like a nice pause. Even and
What
I'm
kind of love should he share?
the sexual one.
Oh wow, crazy.
With all the who's and whoville. Because I'm
Jesus.
thinking of like even, you know,
Orgy.
there you go. Like the old
Wow.
animated one. That's some type where it's like the scene at the end where he like steals all their shit to like fuck with all the who's, and then they just come out and like are singing hand in hand and they're like happy as shit. And just that message of like him being like, but I took all their shit. Like why aren't they sad? And then the realization of like, oh, like
They just need each other.
that's not what Christmas is about. Like it's about the human element. Like
it's
to
not
me,
about
and then you know
presents.
his heart grew 3 sizes away. Like to me, all that I'm like, oh, what a sweet, nice message. Whereas the Polar Express, I'm just kind of like, yeah, whatever. Believe in Santa. Like okay.
All right. Well, I think that's the list. No.
What about Cat in the Hat?
Charlie Brown is the only one I could think of, but apparently that hasn't been seen. Muppets, nobody has seen. Apparently, Christmas Story, nobody's seen.
Wow.
The Heat Miser and Ice Miser one, I would toss out there. I would toss out, what's it? A Wonderful Life, Miracle, whatever.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Wonderful Life is another one, but I don't know if enough of us have seen
I've
that.
seen it. I don't know.
I have not.
Do you guys remember in the early 2000s, it would be on like Cartoon Network or Teletoon or one of the networks every year. It was like basically just a Christmas Carol, like that story, but it was with Daffy Duck.
Yeah.
there's a little
Oh, I know that
yeah,
one. I love that
yeah,
Where
one.
like
that one's
Daffy
good.
was
Yeah.
Can you pull it up?
Scrooge, and then like he was
Yeah.
visited
Has anyone
by, like,
seen
just other Looney Tunes
Mickey's Once Upon a
No.
Christmas?
No.
No one has seen that one?
Christmas Carol.
Oh
Bah
yeah,
Humbug,
I love
was
that
it.
one. That one's
It was
great.
this one.
And Porky Pig works as his right hand man who like wants
Yes.
time off for Christmas and stuff.
That's
And then
right.
Tweety and the
That's
Grandma
right.
were one of the ghosts. What's his face?
Christmas past, or Christmas
Tasmanian
future,
Devil,
right?
There was one, and then Yosemite Sam. There was not. God,
Yosemite.
That's a great movie.
Let's toss it in.
I'm gonna put that at A. I love that movie.
It's not enough ruminate, so let's go B. I'll go A.
Yeah, I would be comfortable in an A2. We'll
Let's
squeeze
just put
you
it
in
at
there
S
next
just
to
because
it.
there's no room.
We'll squeeze you in there next beside Polar Express.
I honestly feel
Um,
like is there okay, just as a surface level when we're looking at this, is there anything we want to move around that we think is absolutely in the wrong spot?
I think Elf is absolutely in the right spot.
I think Frosty's a little low, but other than that, I mean, Home
Can you
Alone
move-
2,
can you-
I would
why don't
say
you just
is
move-
a wee bit high.
Why don't you just move Home Alone 1 to the left a little bit? There's plenty of space, and you can shift the Daffy Duck one over. Just move everything over a little bit.
Yeah, come on, why are you so incompetent? There
There we go. Plenty of space for Daffy.
There we go.
Now you fit nice and snug.
I just feel like we're missing so many movies.
I just don't think that there are that many Christmas movies that are like
Tons of them.
Halloween. There's a lot of Halloween movies. I think.
Trying to think of
Right for Christmas.
Well, I think we're just there are some more. I just think we're
You haven't
missing them
all-
because, like you guys have said, we haven't seen all of them. Like A Christmas Story, Wonderful Life, Charlie Brown Christmas. Like that's 3 more iconic Christmas movies. But what's the other? There's another stop motion one. It's not Rudolph, but there's
Klaus?
another one.
Is it with the penguins?
It might be.
The ones that go-
Stop motion Christmas.
Search up stop
Please.
motion.
Stop motion Xmas movies.
there you go.
Christmas movies.
Jack Frost is a big one.
Oh, it might be Santa Claus is Coming to Town. I think is
I
the
didn't see
one
that
I'm
one.
thinking
Really
of.
familiar.
And The Year Without a Santa Claus. They're
I've
both
seen
the
that
same. That Rudolph and Year Without a
Can you
Santa
go to- can you
Claus
scroll
are the
down?
Same.
Can you scroll to the Jack Frost? What is that one?
Oh yeah, this Jack Frost
You pull it
stop
up?
motion one too. This is another one.
You go to the images. I just want to see what it looks like.
Image. This old
Oh.
Jacques Frost. But then there was the
Interesting.
newer Jack
I like the
Frost
Rise
with
of the
the snowman,
Guardians.
I've seen that one with Michael Keaton.
where he becomes a fucking.
I like that
snowman.
one.
You know, there's like a horror movie parody of this.
Oh, God.
Where it's like a guy becomes a snowman, like in this, but then he like starts killing people.
Oh God.
I'm pretty sure he bangs somebody with his carrot nose. Anyways,
Oh, no.
All right.
and on
I think
that
that's
note,
kind of it.
Christmas movie. So I guess there you go. Let's pop back one last time. There's your list.
There it is.
And if
Enjoy
you
it.
Disagree with Elf's placement,
Suck it.
what he said.
Take a seat, Malcolm. So my topic is, I'm trying to figure out a way how to word it, but basically what I want the topic to be is the best songs in movies. Meaning like it could be just instrumental, like the soundtrack, or if the soundtrack has like a song, but like a song that matches the movie's vibe really well, or makes it so much more emotional in
You're
the
talking
scene.
needle drops.
You sure? I'm talking like this song complements the movie so fucking well,
Are you
and it's
talking
just
about,
like
an actual song or a song that's
Either
really
or.
specific? Okay.
it could be instrumental.
I've got one song, and this is actually my number one listened to song this year that came up on my Apple Music.
No way.
It's called "Time" by Hans Zimmer
From
Inception.
Inception. Okay.
It is so good and it's so emotional. It can be so many more emotions than just sad. But whenever I think about it, I just think about like the flashbacks that he has in the movie of his beautiful wife, and then his wife dying. How he's gonna miss her, but he has to move on without her. Oh, it's so good. I love that song so much.
That's a great one.
By the way, Patrick had to go pick up his brother. He'll be back.
That's right. So one for me, I'll throw out. Gotta throw it out. Take My Breath Away.
Yeah.
Top Gun.
Top Gun.
Yeah.
Let's
That's
fucking
an
go.
example of to me a song that is so fucking awesome and fits the vibe of the movie so well. Just like the romantic energy between them.
Mhm.
Like I love that song in that movie.
I'll toss out for Top Gun 2
Please.
Danger Zone in the
Banger.
Because
You gotta.
I feel like those, like, Take My Breath Away works with all the lovey-dovey stuff in that, and then Danger Zone with the
Action.
fucking planes. It's like, let's
Yeah.
go, baby.
One I will throw out. Something in the Way in The Batman. When he's
Yes.
driving his motorcycle and he's like narrating, talking about the city's gone to shit and stuff, and the song's playing in the background, it just makes it so much more badass.
Yeah,
I
I
think
know
that
Matt
song-
Reeves talked about that with Pattinson's Batman, where it's like he's kind of like Kurt Cobain, where he's like all, dark and like emotional and fucked up. And I think that song just fits
So good.
Batman so well. I'll toss out, for Batman and also Dark Knight, the Batman themes in those movies.
Sure.
Like Dark Knight's Batman theme, again, Hans Zimmer, fantastic. And Giacchino's The Batman theme, the fucking dun, 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 dun,
They do it in the new one as well.
dun,
Yeah.
so fucking
Awesome.
good. In terms of needle drops, something like Stuck in the Middle with You and Reservoir Dogs sticks out to me when he's fucking, I forget which
Cutting the
one of
guy's ear off?
it is. Yeah, but when he cuts like the cop guy's ear off and he's just like dancing around to Stuck in the Middle with You, like that's such a darkly comedic scene of him like dancing around to that song while he's like torturing this fucking guy.
What's the guy's name?
Michael Mann?
Michael Madsen.
Or is it Madsen? Oh, it is Madsen. You're right. He was in Walking Dead season 2.
There's two songs that I want to bring up, but I don't really know how to. There's one that's like Italian, so I gotta play it. I'll play it for like 10 seconds, but we can like cut it if you want. Sure. But one is a song that I love from Django Unchained. Now this song is fantastic. It's during, I believe, the training montage when he's getting good with a gun. When Django's getting good with a gun. I'm gonna play like 10 seconds of it, or 30 seconds just for us, but we can cut it to like 5 seconds, for example.
Sure. Westerns, baby.
I love that song. I think it matches so well in the movie. One other one I will throw out. What was I going to throw out? Oh, By the Nature of Daylight, I believe it's called.
I was going to say that too.
That one is incredible. That one's in multiple movies, actually. It's in
The Arrival.
It's in Arrival, and it's also in Shutter Island.
I am unfamiliar.
I'm just gonna
at least by name.
I'm going to play it really quickly for you here.
Ah, yes. I am familiar. I have heard this. Sad boy music.
The part when the violin kicks in is unbelievably beautiful. This is when she's like playing with her daughter who dies of cancer in the movie.
God, how good was Arrival?
God, incredible.
Aliens, man, I tell you what.
That one's
In
fantastic.
terms
as
of
well.
like scores for movies, I think needle drops is there's a ton, but I think for scores it's just like an unlimited question to me because I think of like,
We have two options.
yeah.
Either someone moves their car or they let me use their car to get Kevin.
What the hell have you been doing for the past like 5-10 minutes?
Eating a snack.
Okay.
10 minutes. It's been 3 minutes.
we're not
It
we're
has
still going to
not been
McDonald's though?
3 minutes. It's been like 5 minutes.
46.
Are we still going to
It's been 6 minutes.
Are we still going to McDonald's though? Okay.
I just had a little snack.
Okay, cool.
I'm just saying the fact that it's taken you this long to realize you needed somebody to move their car
All right,
implies you haven't left yet.
All right, let's get this figured out.
Well, who's behind you?
Well, I could either take my dad's car or my
Great.
car.
So it's either you or me.
It's you.
It's up to you.
Do Do you want to move your car? Do you want to give me your car?
Malcolm, unfortunately, it's Mark's topic, so I would say you.
You can move my car.
Give me your damn keys, bro.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is how the sausage gets made. We're keeping this all in.
Just take it. Just go take it.
What was I saying? Movie scores. So I think of like some of the old stuff. I don't know why, but my mind gravitates to horror. So it's like I think of the Halloween main theme, or the Jaws main theme, or the fucking
Shining?
The beginning of The Shining. The fucking
That's
fucking
fantastic.
awesome. Even something as subtle as like The Thing, where it's like not a very prominent score. It's like just the very simple the doom doom. Doom doom. I don't know what it is, but it's just that playing over the beginning of that movie with the fucking
Dude,
Arctic. It's like awesome.
I'm surprised it's taking you this long to mention Jaws.
Jaws for sure. The fucking
Iconic.
My boy John Williams. And then you want to talk about music and score. Star Wars, fucking
The
Indiana
sunset-
Jones.
the sunset scene?
Yeah, like oh my god. Every single time I listen to the sunset theme of Luke staring at the twin suns from A New Hope, tears in my eyes.
One I
Fantastic.
really like from Star Wars is the end credit, or like not the end credit scene, but the end scene from Return of the Jedi, where they're all dancing with the Ewoks. And they're all
Oh,
singing,
yeah.
they're going, I love that. Also, I've got another one from Spider-Man Through the Spider-Verse. The final
Across
scene.
the Spider-Verse?
Yeah, sorry, Across the Spider-Verse. The second one. That's the second one, right?
Across is the second.
Yes.
Yeah. In Across the Spider-Verse, the end scene where Miles Morales gets kidnapped by his uncle in a different dimension, he puts on a record and it starts
song's
playing
great.
Ain't No Love Through the Heart in the Heart of the City or something.
Yes.
It just fits the theme of what's going on so well, and immediately I just opened up Shazam in the middle of the movie and I just tried to find
When
it.
we watched it the first time in the theater, I didn't even think of it, but like a couple months ago when I was showing it to my mom and my aunt, like when she was up visiting, we were watching it. And when it happens at the end of the movie, when his Uncle Aaron there turns on the record and the song starts playing, I was like, how the fuck did I not notice that the first time? And then I like did the same thing. I like sat there like Shazamming it. And I was like, and add that to the Spotify.
One I have to throw out, and we can, if we're just kind of sticking with the whole score, like the soundtrack. Interstellar has a fantastic soundtrack.
I was going to
think
get to that too.
to me, it's like I personally believe that for myself, I didn't love the movie. I thought it was good. It had great moments and stuff. But people talk about it as if it's a masterpiece, and personally, I don't agree with that. But the soundtrack to me is like one of the best soundtracks I've ever heard. Like, there's a song where they have different versions of it. They have an organ variation, and they have a different one where it's like dun 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 dun. Yeah, that
For me with
fantastic.
Interstellar, and it might be the same song. I might be splitting these up in my head, but the song when they're on the planet where time works differently, when the wave comes at them and the score like kicks in,
Mountains.
insane.
Yeah.
And it might be the same song or not, but it's also when they're on that planet. But when Hans Zimmer and Nolan and them talked about the soundtrack specifically,
Is this one?
I think so, because at some point it has the one.
Someone's phone's vibrating, by the way.
Hello?
But that's, I think, it might be the same song. But the
This
fact,
shit.
too, that the song has, like, the clicking thing in it. And then when, like, Nolan and Zimmer talked about the movie, and they're like, yeah, every click is a year on Earth or whatever. And it's like, fuck, that's so cool.
Yeah.
And that one.
One thing I really
That
like
Hans
that
Zimmer guy, he's going
Marvel
places.
does, I really like when a movie's starting and it's going through all like the comics and the letters and stuff. They always put like a super cool song on, and two of them that I really liked was from, I think it was from Infinity War. It might have been where they played what's it called?
I forget what the song is, but I know what you're talking about, because it might, are you thinking?
Dear Mr. Fantasy. They played Dear Mr. Fantasy.
Was it Infinity War or Endgame? It's one of them where it like starts. There's like a cold open, and then when they're doing the title thing, the music starts playing. It might be.
I don't
Infinity
remember
War.
which
You
one.
might be
But
right, but I know what you're
I'm
talking
gonna play
about.
that song in a second. And then in Marvel's Eternals, they played Time at the beginning, and
Yes.
it went so
They
well,
used
just like the
Time.
dun, 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 dun.
Yes. Yeah, I think with the MCU, and I'm not the first person to say this, but it's frustrating because when they want to have specifically like for the score and hero themes, like the Avengers theme is so iconic and awesome, but it feels like, or even a lot of the like Doctor Strange music with more of the like stringy kind of stuff is like so cool. But then there's so many other characters where it feels like they never, like Iron Man, for example, had like AC/DC, let's say, but he never really had like his own theme, I guess.
Cap does.
Cap kind of does, which is good. But then
They'll have like the trumpets, like
yes. But then I think about some of the like, and then people because they'll compare it to some of the DC stuff, and it's like almost every version of Batman has his own theme, and they're all fucking dope. But then it's like even in the modern stuff where it's like Wonder Woman's theme, I fucking fucking awesome.
That's pretty dope.
And
too,
again, Hans Zimmer, his Man of Steel theme is so
dude.
Fucking...
Man of Steel's so underrated.
Dun-dun.
Have you seen Man of Steel?
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Like his Man of Steel theme, the way it like builds in the scene they use it in the movie of him like learning to fly when he's just kind of fucking like jumping at first in the Arctic and then he finally takes off.
Dude, we gotta
So
watch
good.
that movie again. I watched on Instagram. There was like a scene that suggested to me was like when he's working as a waiter and the guy like sprays beer in his face and he's like super calm and collected and the lady's like, honey, it's not worth it or whatever. And then the guy goes out to his truck and there's like 7
All the
trees
logs
through
are
it.
just
Yeah, like
fucking
logs.
shoved through
It's
it.
hilarious.
Yeah, I have. I mean, a lot of issues with a lot of the DC stuff, but Man of Steel is one that
There's
like
something special about it.
I like it, and thinking about it just makes me more excited for James Gunn's thing. Where I'm like, I really believe that he will just
That
knock
just makes
Superman out of the
But
park.
it just makes me sad that it's not Henry Cavill because I think he's
There is
incredible.
that. Yeah,
He has the look. He's a great actor. I don't know. Also, we can't wrap up this topic without talking about Guardians of the Galaxy and how incredible those movies are.
Oh,
yeah.
for
In terms of
soundtracks.
needle
Insane.
drops, it's just
Yeah, it's
song
fantastic.
after song after song, and so many
Bangers.
of them. I've struggled to find ones that I would feel are placed or used incorrectly. Like it's so much where it's just, I don't know. It's like Creep in the beginning of the third one. You nailed it. Father and Son at the end of 2 when spoiler
Love
alert,
it.
Yondu dies. You nailed it. Come and Get Your Love in the beginning of the first one with
So
Star-Lord dancing around like an idiot. You nailed it. Like it's just so much of it works so well. And that's, I think, a James Gunn-ism because even in like the Suicide Squad,
Oh yeah,
So good.
some of the music, like when Harley's escaping from
Oh
the
my God.
place and it's just a gigolo playing,
Dude.
I love
it's
that
like
song.
so good.
dude. Have you guys heard my favorite song from that movie in terms of just an instrumental? It's called Radism, and they're all just fighting together and like yeah, it's awesome.
I think it's when she calls the rats in or whatever
Yeah.
at the end. Suicide Squad. Good
That
fucking
movie's
movie.
fantastic.
Jimmy Gunn.
So
I
good.
believe in you, man.
So good.
I have all the faith in the world. Well, I don't know how much longer we want to go here, but I will toss out, and this is probably going to be the first of at least one more time I talk about this on the podcast because it's going to factor into a topic one day. I don't really cry at things because, you know, the therapy topic one day. But like my dad, who always talks about Rocky 2 is the one movie that makes him cry every time he watches it when he wins at the end and his face looks like a fucking beat up ham and the music kicks in.
Oh, the
And
Rocky
he's
thing,
fucking
dude.
sit-
The one that
of
Patrick's
course.
never heard.
Yeah, the one he's
Never heard of it.
What's that?
But and then he's like, you know, you Adrian, I did it. Always makes my dad cry. For me, that movie is Godzilla versus Destroya. Now, this was the last film in the second run of Godzilla films. And at the end, during the movie, this is when the very first time you can kind of see it in the little thumbnail down there, where he's like glowing orange in some parts. And the idea in the movie at the beginning when he shows up is they're like, hey, Godzilla, the radioactive monster, is basically starting to melt down. And when he does, he's going to explode and kill the world. So he fights this other monster, Destroya, who's awesome in the movie. And then at the end, after he beats him, starts to basically melt down. And so the only thing that like the humans can do with their like fancy ship in the movie is they basically like freeze him so that he's cool enough so that when he melts down, it won't blow up. And it's seeing my childhood hero die combined with this just really pretty song, which I will play some of for you now. That it's like my dad, where I watch it and I have like the single tear pouring out of each eye, where I'm like, this is, and it's so stupid. It's fucking Godzilla. It's so dumb. Why does it get me emotional? But it just does. So bear with me a moment, everybody.
Oh, that's pretty cool. This is like the end of the movie.
Yeah. But it's just that fucking song and the shit just singing, and it's like even now it gives me chills. I don't know what it does, but it does something to my body. Like music should.
Of course. I'm gonna bring up one more real quick.
Please.
Grand Budapest Hotel has a great soundtrack to me. This is a great theme. Love this theme. I like this one as well. Like the slow one where it's like
Yes.
this one's a really emotional scene where Zero is telling him about him being an immigrant and coming from a war-torn country, and how he's like trying his best. And it's like a really emotional scene where Gustav like apologizes to him because he kind of lays into him for being, you know, sloppy and forgetting stuff. And he's like, oh, like if this is how you guys do it in your country, like that, he kind of like is an asshole to him. And it's just a really sweet scene. This one's cool too.
Wes Anderson's movies are another one where I don't think of them as having any specific needle drops. And even if you ask me to like hum songs from his movies, I probably couldn't.
Fantastic Mr. Fox uses the Beach Boys, I believe. Fantastic Mr. Fox uses Fantastic.
Kind of rings a bell.
I don't even, but that's the thing. I don't even remember that. So it's like I don't think the music in his movies never stands out necessarily to me as like anything spectacular. Yet when I'm watching it, it is. It's just it doesn't like spring to mind. It
just complements it so well.
But it's like if you sit down and watch, you're like, oh, this is like perfect.
Like this is from the original soundtrack for Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yes.
This is Heroes and Villains by the Beach Boys.
And if Patrick were here, he'd say
So
overrated.
fitting. So fitting.
Yeah. This is when they're running around like raiding the different farms and stuff.
If Patrick were here, he'd say overrated.
Also, we never really talked about this. Spotify Wrapped happened, and everyone's posting about it.
Always drives me nuts.
But for me, number 2 artists for my years are the Beach Boys.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
Number 2? Really?
Yeah.
That's
Number
crazy.
1 was The Weeknd. Number 2, the Beach Boys. Number 3 was like Oliver Tree. Number 4, for some reason, I had Metro Boomin. I'm not sure why. I think it's because at work I'd play that Heroes and Villains
I think
album.
He's on so many things.
Yeah, and then number 5 was Kanye for me. What did you guys have on there? I'm curious to know what you guys had.
I forget.
Probably Pink Floyd.
I had
up there.
like my top 5. I think it was like Gorillaz, Radiohead, probably Pink Floyd, and then like 1 or 2 other things on there. I forget.
Men I Trust.
But I think Gorillaz was my number 1, if memory serves. Radiohead was maybe 3rd. I don't know. Spotify Wrapped, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking of Wrapped.
Let's wrap up this topic.
Wait, let me finish.
Oh, wait, he's got to finish.
Wait.
What was this thing? What
Guys.
What was I going to say, though? Yeah, music and movies. PB&J.
I think that people don't realize how important the music is because you just don't think. Most people don't think about it if you're just a casual moviegoer. But to me, it's like if you pull like songs and music out of movies, it just makes it so much less exciting and interesting and sad and whatever the emotion is. It just like heightens it by so much. You know?
Okay. My top artist was Kendrick Lamar.
Oh yeah, Kendrick was up there for me too.
The other, and then it was Weekend Drake. I don't know why Drake was there. I don't listen to him much. Then Led Zeppelin. And then my top song was, like I said, Time by Hans Zimmer. And then the second was The Wreck of Edmund Fitzgerald.
Who's that?
Gordon Lightfoot. Some Toronto boy. And then third was Eyes Without a Face.
Oh, Billy Idol.
Yeah.
Love that song. I think let me see my top song is. Oops.
Bill.
Yeah, we can cut this out, but
Bill.
my top song was "Everybody Wants to Rule the World" by Tears for Fears.
Wow.
The second was a song from the Stranger Things soundtrack. I really liked. Have you guys heard of the First Lie? You'll probably recognize this if you've watched the show.
Oh, yes. From
I
the
just
soundtrack.
love the way this sounds.
Yeah. Stranger Things is another one with great score. Good use of licensed stuff too, but great score. I mean, that main theme, the fucking instantly iconic. Anyways,
That's it.
what's some of your favorite music, you fucking heathens? Let us know. Anyways, what that was I saying? Yeah, Patrick's still doing things. For my topic, I guess we'll take it one way, but if you guys don't really have anything to say with it, then we'll stick with it a different way. But I guess the best way to describe my topic is wish fulfillment. And this could go a million different ways. For example, like an example of, wish fulfillment was like getting into college, studying when I wanted to study.
You're saying just like goals, I guess.
Not so much goals, because it's things that you kind of like wished for and hoped for that like that's one example of something you actively do to achieve, but it's also sometimes things that are also out of your control that you hope are going to happen, and they do. So my example, and the one I really wanted to get into, is way back on episode 3 of the show. I did a little topic called animation.
Episode 3.
Wow. I know, many moons ago. And what I talked about in part on that topic, and what I've talked about a lot over the years, is my desire for animation to be taken more seriously in the West and for more adult-oriented animation, not like The Simpsons and Family Guy, but, you know, using animation to tell, like, serious or, like, impactful stories and all this. And that wish has finally been fulfilled as of late. I just finished watching Scott Pilgrim Takes Off on Netflix, which, for everybody out there, is fantastic. And what's neat about it is, A, not only the fact that they got the entire cast back from the movie, but without spoiling things, I thought it was just going to be like the movie, a sort of one-to-one adaptation of the comic.
They changed the plot, huh?
Style and everything. But it's basically, again, without spoiling things, the first episode, if you've seen the movie or read the comic, is like beat for beat up until when he fights Matthew Patel at the Sex Bomb concert. But from then on, the last 7 episodes, it's all the same characters and all this stuff, but it's kind of just like a remixed version of Scott Pilgrim.
Do you like the remix more than the original plot?
I think I like the original plot better, I guess, but it's just cool that they took it and got everybody back and were like, hey, instead of doing, you know, the same story, we're just going to kind of like slice it all up and remix it a little bit and just kind of like have a different take on it. And they gave a lot of characters, specifically all the evil X's, kind of like more time to shine, and like they get into some of them.
Dude, Chris Evans is so good.
He's still so funny as him. He doesn't do the line that I was praying for.
That's hilarious.
When he's just, when he's just on his phone, checks it. That's actually hilarious.
Yeah,
and you never see what he's looking
I love that
at.
shit.
Such a good joke.
That's actually hilarious.
But so the cartoon is just fantastic, and the animation. What I didn't realize going into it was that it was animated by like a Japanese production house. So in a lot of ways, it's kind of just an anime. Like, and there is a Japanese dub for it, whatever. But a lot of the like, some of the like, and even I know people make fun of this in anime, and even in the game like Final Fantasy VII, where they make fun of like, you know, the anime moans or whatever. Where like if somebody like does something in a scene and then it cuts to the characters and they're all like, huh? There is that. So like it definitely has that anime influence, but it's also funny hearing like fucking Brie Larson and Chris Evans doing the like anime like, huh? Like when something happens or whatever. So that added flair to it. Fantastic. I have watched the first 2 episodes of a little show also on Netflix called Blue Eye Samurai. This show is fucking awesome. It's Ghost of Tsushima, the show, practically. It's like 1600s Japan. So far, it's in the winter, so it's like it's all snow covered.
I've never heard of this before.
I thought you had told me about Blue Eye Samurai.
Was that the one who sent you something about it?
I think you
Maybe
were.
I just forgot the name of it.
It's like a CG samurai show on Netflix.
Oh.
And normally, CG animation compared to like 2D stuff, I'm not crazy about. Here it works. It's awesome. Are there titties in it? Yes.
Let's go.
But it's like violent as shit too. Like it's got all this blood and whatever, and just kick ass of the main samurai just running around like chopping people's heads off and shit. It's fucking awesome. So Blue Eye Samurai 2. There was something else. Oh, I have not watched it yet, but there's a show. I don't know here if it's available on anything, so I might have to do the old illegal way of watching it. But there's a show that just came out called Scavenger's Reign in the States. It's on the HBO Max. It is a
Must
sci-fi.
be on Crave then, no?
That's what I thought, but I don't know if it is.
Let me search it up.
It is a sci-fi series, which already sci-fi, it's like these people on like another planet, whatever. I'm interested. The way people are talking about it, maybe it's hyperbolic, but people have been saying literally, legitimately, like, yeah, you've got 2001: A Space Odyssey, Blade Runner, this.
Jesus.
Like, people are putting it
What's it called?
Scavenger's Reign. Hello.
There he is.
And the fucking Rotten Tomatoes and all the like scores for it and everything were insane too. So Patrick's back. So that's what I want to get to.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it on Crave.
Oh yeah, Crave.
Whose topic are we on?
Matty's.
What are we talking about?
Animated series. 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, 8.8 on IMDb. but it's just this. It's got this like cool, not cell shaded, but it is more of like a 2D.
That's it. Is that the
animation thing?
Blue Eye Samurai one?
No, this is the Scavenger's Reign, the sci-fi one that I want to see.
Oh,
For
cool.
Blue Eyes
That looks cool.
Samurai. Blue Eyes Samurai. I mean, it's just fucking.
Oh yeah, I did send you that.
It's just fucking samurais.
Oh, it's really cool. That's on Netflix, you said?
Yes, and so far it's only the one season. It's like 8 or it might be 10 episodes, I think. It's got a good cast too. There's like some Randall Park and.
Can we watch
some
the trailer
people.
just for us?
Sure.
It's on the bottom there. Like go back to the image.
Was that Google image?
Yeah. It's just right there, the official trailer, isn't it? On Rolling Stone, official trailer. No, you had it before. Like back to that image, that right down there.
Oh, this Netflix one.
I think that's the official trailer.
Visit this. Will this work?
Are you a samurai?
Oh,
Fuck
never
off,
mind. Pulls up
Netflix.
Netflix.
I'll just pull it up on here. But anyways, Patrick, my topic here is about wish fulfillment. And I said, an example could be like getting into college and studying what I wanted. That was an example of wish fulfillment. But I also am referencing what I've been talking about the past few minutes here, and I'll pass it to you guys, is how forever ago I mentioned, I wish animation was taken more seriously and we got more adult stuff. Not like inappropriate, like,
You for it?
sex jokes, but like mature stuff. And the examples is Scott Pilgrim, the cartoon that just came out on Netflix.
Apparently it's
like
fantastic.
a remix basically of the original story. Fantastic. This Blue Eye Samurai, I'm only like 2 episodes in. Fantastic. And that other show, Scavenger's Reign, is like a sci-fi show.
So you're getting your wish, is what you're saying.
I'm getting my wish. That is my wish fulfillment, is I'm finally getting like good, high quality animation. That again, does Blue Eye Samurai have titties? Yes, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking, and even the violence, that's not what I'm talking about. Just like
being serious,
mature, adult, like not really for kids. Scott Pilgrim, arguably, sure, if you wanted to show it to a kid, you could, I guess, because it's very pretty and like flashy animation. But even the way people talk about Scavenger's Reign, where it's like it's not an action show, it's just this like sci-fi thriller kind of thing that is supposedly fantastic. And when I'm done, Blue Eye Samurai will be my next journey here. Did you want to watch this now, real quick?
We don't have to. It's okay.
So
We'll get back to it after. So wish fulfillment. Again, it could be something more serious, like getting into school, example, or it could be more something like I was saying. It doesn't have to be something you actively like worked for. I didn't work for more animation that I want. It just finally happened. So it's a wish that was fulfilled for me personally. I leave it to you.
I mean,
guys.
for getting into school is a prayer for me, and that's not really a wish. It's like on my hands and knees here.
I don't
It's
know.
begging.
If there's wishes that also haven't come true yet,
I'll
we can
throw
get
on-
into that too.
I don't know if this counts, but to me, it's like I've always wished for the day where I'm like I have my own place. Like that to me is like such a huge life goal and a wish that I have that I've always wanted. I don't know if that counts.
I think so.
But there's that. There's also like, making, like, I guess being fully in my career, like working full time. That's a wish fulfillment thing. I don't know if that counts.
That's a one for me personally that hasn't happened yet, but that
Same.
is like this wishful thing.
Like
of,
I'm not full time
wanna
teacher,
get in,
so like I want to start that.
Yeah.
So that's another thing for me.
Yeah, like some of them don't have to have come true yet, Like it can be things that are
goodness.
oh
my goodness.
it can be wishes that, they're still wishes. They haven't been fulfilled yet. But again, it can be as serious as like what Mark's saying, or it can be as simple as like a movie you were really looking forward to turned out fucking awesome. There's a million ways we can take this.
This isn't really a wish, more of a hope of like, I kind of, I guess, envision, like I know we're not going to be like as close as we are now forever, but like I kind of have like, a vision of like our families still being like close kind of thing, and like
and we do a wife
the
swap.
idea of like maybe going on like cottage vacations or like, you know what I'm saying, and we're still like
and
in
the
each
kids
other's
can play
lives,
together.
you know what I mean, and the kids can play together or whatever. I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna have kids, but that's sort of my hope. I don't know if that's a wish, but that's like
Sure.
something I've
But
been
that's-
thinking about.
But to me, that's something that we could all like. Obviously, it's hard because life gets in the way, and who knows what the fuck's
Yeah.
gonna happen. But I think it's something that we can all like. I'm not saying it doesn't count. I'm just saying
Yeah.
like to that point, I feel like it's something that we could achieve.
I think so.
So
I
it's
mean,
a wish.
depending on where we all go.
In a similar vein to that, I think, and this is going to sound maybe sad sad as in like people are gonna be like, what a fucking loser, Matt. But like, I guess a wish fulfillment thing that has been fulfilled would be like Varsha. And what I mean by that is like, as somebody who for the longest time couldn't attract a girl to save his life, could barely talk to one if he had a gun to his head, like as somebody who just was like a late bloomer in that kind of sense and just like didn't really start dating at all till college and all that shit, having that being a thing for the longest time of like, I just wish I had, you know, somebody, and then finally having her now, that is like and like how wonderful and lovely she is. That is a thing of like, I'm glad that's finally, you know, that part of my life has happened, you know, on a more serious wish fulfillment note.
I'm with you on that
on
one.
a more lighthearted wish note, I want to play Spider-Man 2 so badly, bro. I want to play that game so bad. Who's played it here?
Matty.
Fantastic.
Rate it.
I mean, it's definitely the best of the 3 they've done.
Oh, I haven't played Miles Morales. That's why.
You think it's better than 2018?
It's better than 2016?
2018.
Yeah, it's the best of the 3 for sure.
2016.
2018.
The only thing I think
Matty, search it up. Search up one of the Spider-Man.
Oh, it's 2018.
Okay.
There you go.
Damn.
Because that was.
I remember because it's God of War
that
year.
God of War and Red Dead 2.
On
What a fucking
the best year of video games.
This year's getting pretty close to that too.
Really?
But,
With what?
Well,
Alan
because this
Wake
year it was
2.
like Baldur's Gate 3, Zelda.
I mean, you don't
Alan
give a
Wake
shit
2.
about Baldur's Gate.
Not personally, but just like objectively speaking, like when people say like
critical
greatest years
acclaim and
ever,
stuff.
like 2023 will for sure go down as like Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2's biggest problem, there's like a couple minor story complaints, and they also make you play as Mary Jane again, which is annoying. They give her like basically a pistol to like try and like.
Why are you spoil? Why did you feel the need to spoil things?
She has a gun. There's only one time in the whole game you play as MJ where I think it actually works, and it's actually like one of the best parts of the game to me.
Okay.
But other than that, it's kind of whack. And there's a couple minor story things, but other
Can
than
you play
that,
as Venom?
Hmm?
Can you play as like Venom, not like Black Suit Spider-Man?
refuse to comment.
Good. Good. I'm glad you said that.
Venom.
But other than that, like in every other way, I think it's better than.
9 out of
Oh my
10?
god, I'm so
Miles.
goddamn
9 out of
excited.
10?
I would say maybe like an 8.5. I don't know if I'd.
But what
So
would you
what
give
was
the
the
first one?
2018 one then?
Like an 8.
The 2018 one's a 9 to me.
Hmm.
So that's kind of
They're like
That's
top
crazy.
tier shit. It's just like you
You know
know.
what I don't
Yeah,
like
I hear
seeing?
you.
What I don't like things I've seen about the second one. I've seen some clips where you're swinging around in the new Spider-Man game, and people are like, you're swinging around super fast. Like you're swinging almost like you're flying like Superman, like
Oh, it's
like
like fucking-
zooming. So you'll swing and you'll flip and you'll like launch yourself so fast and you'll cover so much distance, and you'll do flips and do all this crazy shit. And to me, I don't like the way that looks. I like how 2018 was so grounded, where you feel the weight to it, and you like, you know. And,
Two still
2
has
seems-
that. It's just very clearly like, hey, we're on PS5 now. Because if you put footage side by side of just like Peter swinging through Times Square in 2018 and swinging through Times Square, not even using the like web wings to like glide around, which you can do, which that is probably like the fastest you can get, but just purely swinging, holy shit, it's like you're a fucking bullet on a web. Like
I just don't like how fast it looks.
Can you slow it down or no?
I guess. Well, the one thing that they added to this one is that technically you can turn like swing assist off. So if you like, but then it forces you like to genuinely control like
Where he goes, like where he's
like it's a lot more involved. Whereas like the standard setting is just like you hold R2, it goes, and as long as you're pushing forward on the stick, like you're good. And you know, depending on when you like let go and all that can like affect stuff. You can turn swing assist like all the way off, and then it's like
it's a
like
mission.
it's way more like physics oriented and like
Oh
how
my
you're
God,
actually like.
I kind of want
swinging
to try
around.
that.
Some people have like played the whole way like that, and they like having
What?
like the like crazy
Damn.
control. They also added fall damage. You can turn it off, but like so if you just fall from like a really high building or whatever, you just fucking splats
just
on the
die.
ground and
Yeah,
dies.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
hilarious.
I've seen that.
What was Malcolm's wish?
I haven't even talked. I haven't even said anything yet.
Oh, do you have a wish?
wishes that were fulfilled?
Do I have a wish that was fulfilled?
Again, serious or light?
Do I have a wish that's been fulfilled?
Recently, no, not really.
What about in general?
I wish it's been fulfilled in
Or
general.
or wish that you have?
Or sure, things that haven't been fulfilled yet.
Yeah.
I would like to play on a League One team. That is one of my wishes.
Oh wow.
I'd like to be on a
Okay.
League One team.
Yeah, yeah.
League
That's
of
one of
Legends.
my-
Can you explain to what League One is?
League One is just the
Get closer to the mic.
League One is the semi-pro division of soccer in like
Mm.
Ontario in Canada, and
Yeah.
really, I
It's
really,
really proper
really
now.
wish to
It's
play
really
there
good.
really bad.
I think a wish fulfillment thing for me is like getting like pretty muscular in terms of like having like a really strong upper body. Like to me, I'm really proud of the progress I've made so far, but a wish fulfillment thing to me is like having that my kind of like ideal body, like wanting to, and to me it's like I don't necessarily care about like having a super low body fat percentage or having like a 6-pack or any of that shit. I just want to be like proportionally. I want to have like a good shape to me.
Mhm.
I like that kind of like that angled down look. So that's a thing for me. Like I've been working on it and I'm making progress, but I'm not anywhere near what I want to be at the end. So that's like a wish fulfillment thing, I guess.
You know what a wish that's been fulfilled for me? I think like last year, one of my working out wishes was to be able to hit 2 plates, and I was trying so hard to hit it, and I finally hit it, and now I just feel so comfortable hitting it for like 2 or 3 reps, and it feels so good to be able to do that now.
Yeah.
Wish fulfillment.
I can't believe I can't think of one that's fulfilled. A wish that's been fulfilled.
You got a car.
Chocolate milk?
I mean, that was never really a wish.
Mm.
Chocolate milk? I love chocolate milk.
Chocolate
You can
milk.
fulfill that wish later.
Okay.
Whenever, wherever,
Relax, bro. Oh my
Fulfill
god.
that wish all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I'll
I don't
echo.
know. We can wrap up as we get out of this if
Yeah.
we want.
I mean, I'll echo what Matty was saying about being in a relationship with someone who I love a lot, and so that's something that to me is always like Matty. I was also a late bloomer, and I didn't even really I didn't get into relationships until I was also in university.
The only whore at this table is
Oh, boy.
Malcolm.
Oops.
Wow.
So to me, it's
I'm
like
kidding. I'm kidding. You know I'm kidding.
I know.
you know, it's like there are so many moments where even when we were like all single on high school or early college or university, we were just like playing video games all the time. And, like
Oh god.
we're able to hang out 24/7.
Yeah.
And even in those moments, I'm sure everyone felt like you can hang out and talk with your friends as much as you want, but there's always still going to be a feeling of like you don't have that deep romantic connection with somebody. And it's like Matty was saying in terms of like, having that person. So I think that's something that was a wish that's fulfilled for me for sure.
I mean, it's definitely interesting. I mean, this is coming from someone who I guess hasn't had the deepest romantic connection with somebody. So I guess what I'm about to say is probably not as valid, but I don't know. I feel like, of course, like it's like that's your person kind of thing, but like it's not like it's a far off disconnect between.
No.
Like I think you guys and I'm just thinking like the strongest romantic connection I've had.
You're talking about in terms of value.
And not in terms of in terms of value, but I'm not talking about in terms of value. I'm talking about in terms of like closeness and like.
For sure. But to me, maybe it's because it's like a societal construct or whatever.
Yeah.
But to me, the idea of having, and also I think that there's a certain level of closeness that you don't have with your friends that you do with a significant other.
For sure.
There's like
You're saying like getting completely naked.
I'm talking about like it would be okay, but it wouldn't be normal or socially acceptable for us to like for me to call you guys every day and like vent about my problems every single day. Like it's not crazy, but like
say that.
yeah, I guess, but to me it's like I feel like society designates your significant other for like you talk every day for long periods of time, you hang out every day, I don't know. There's more of a pressure, I guess, that I don't know. I just feel like there's
That's the expectation.
There's an emotional closeness that you have with a significant other that you don't necessarily have with even your closest friends sometimes. I think a part of it is because of the physical aspect too, like that's something that you can't detach from. Like because of that, you're closest to this person than you are to anyone else. I think. But yeah, I don't know.
Wish fulfillment. The last one I'll just toss out there, similar to like wanting to get into, the film industry and all that stuff and start the old career. That's definitely a wish that's like on the docket. But I also think specifically with the idea of like, writing and wanting to make comic books and all that stuff. That's definitely another one that's up there of like, would love to check that off the box. I have been trying. I've been better as of late. I mean, I know we talked about last week when I brought up the whole time thing, but like I have been writing more. I've got a couple drafts of some scripts and stuff under my belt. So I am slowly but surely trying to get that ball rolling and take a swing at things. But yeah, anyways, this whole thing was just brought on by the animation thing. Where at first I was kind of thinking that was going to be my topic, do like a sort of follow-up. I mentioned how episode 3 was when I first brought up animation many moons ago. But then I was thinking about it, and I was like, well, I don't really know if everybody's gonna like care that much about just animation. But then I was thinking about it more in the like wish fulfillment sense of like I've been longing for this for so fucking long, and then to finally have it like start to pay off of just like within a month, basically all three of these shows have come out back to back to back of fucking Scott Pilgrim and Blue Eye Samurai and Scavenger's Reign. The other one I didn't mention is that Far Cry show that also came out on Netflix. Because if you remember for Far Cry 3, they did that Blood Dragon DLC.
Yes.
Where it was like an 80s
I was gonna play that.
cyberpunk action kind of thing. They have a show now, like a cartoon set in that world. Like it's called, I think it's called like Captain Laserhawk. But then it's like, you know, a Blood Dragon story or
awesome.
series or whatever. And that is also supposed to be good. So probably after
Wonderful.
Scavenger's Reign and Blue Eye Samurai, I'll get to that. But anyways, thank you, talented animators and people out there making things that have fulfilled my wishes. Fuck. I fucked it up. Anyways, moving on.
Okay, so it's actually interesting that was your topic this week, because I feel like mine is quite similar. It's not the same pretext, but I guess it could go in a really similar direction. Maybe we'll cut it. I don't know. But sort of what I wanted to get into is along the lines of the future. And I feel like we haven't, I feel like I've just been like really disconnected from everyone as of late.
What do you mean?
Just like I'm in my own world, like doing my own thing kind of thing. So what I want to talk about is sort of our respective paths and where we're going and just
I'd like to do
talking about that. Yeah. So whoever wants to start, they can go ahead and
I can start.
like I'm talking. Yeah. I'm more so thinking about.
I can start, and then Patrick can correct me, and then you can see how it goes.
Sure.
But I guess like you're just talking about life path in general, right?
Yeah.
So to me, it's like I'm in teachers college. I'm one semester down. It's a 4-semester program.
What's your experience in teachers college so far?
My experience is that I feel like there's a lot of stuff that like there's a lot of good exposure that I'm getting in terms of like creating many lesson plans, getting comfortable doing that.
Yeah.
Getting comfortable talking in front of a classroom. Like in my placement, I'm with an elementary school, and I'm with like grades 2, 3, 4, 5. And I get to like, lead certain discussions or do a little reading group with them and stuff. So I'm gaining experience is really helpful, and getting more comfortable public speaking, I guess.
Okay.
That's been really helpful. A lot of the course material to me has seemed like filler, or kind of like I think it could easily be a 1-year program, as it was for many, many years. But back in 2015 or 2016, they made it a 2-year program. I guess to limit the amount of people that were entering because they were having too many applicants into teachers college. I think that's what I've heard is the main reason. But yeah, I feel like
I think that's a post-secondary problem generally, is that because they're taking your money, they sort of drag it on a little longer than it needs to be.
That's probably the main reason, is like you get they get to do 4 semesters
Sheridan
instead
was
of 2.
the same fucking thing with like our film program. Easily could have been 3 years, but it's like
4.
let's make it 4 and make you take a bunch of electives
Yep.
that you don't need to take for no reason. Oh, but the horror movie course for you film students, you can't take that one.
What?
Wow.
But yeah, so I feel like a lot of the courses that I'm taking are, I don't know what to say, but some of the courses to me aren't effective at making me a better teacher, and I feel like I'm not learning that much in some of my courses. But anyway,
what would you say to someone who wants to become a teacher, and like what's something that you think you should have done before teachers college that you were realizing, or if there is anything?
Not really. I mean, something I have done that I'm glad I did, and I would tell other people, is like whatever subject you choose to teach, start compiling shit that are like resources that you would use in the classroom from like way early on.
That's a good idea.
Because I think like from university, I would like, just for myself, because I was in a biology program, I would save so many like diagrams and images and videos that really, really helped me. So now I have like a folder of like a bunch of shit that I'm going to like show my students to be like, this is going to really help you understand this concept or whatever. This is a really good, easy, simple diagram for you to understand this whole step-by-step process. So I think compiling shit is really important. I I think at some point for me it happened really late, like relatively recently. I think like having a strong like teaching philosophy, I guess, having like an idea of what kind of teacher you want to be. I think that's really important too, because that's gonna like guide you. I think if you don't really have an idea of why you're in teaching or why you want to or what kind of teacher you want to be, I think it's gonna be hard for you to stay committed to it. But yeah, I guess just in general, I'm gonna finish my teaching degree, and then I've thrown around the idea of going to a different country and like teaching in an international school. As a really good experience. I've had it recommended many times, especially even from my teaching biology professor. He taught in China, I believe, for years, and he said that as a teacher in China, in an international school, he was making more money than he does now as a professor. And he's like a professor, and he also he's like the leader of the Department of Education in all of York.
Oh wow!
So he like makes a good amount of money. He was like, even with the amount of money I'm making now, I was making more in Shanghai or whatever it was. He said he was living in an apartment, a 3-bedroom apartment by himself, and it was like super luxurious and shit.
Yeah.
What?
So to me, it's like I've wanted to be a teacher for quite a long time now, and I think that, you know, if I can make more money, why not? Yeah. I'm gonna give it a try, see if I can make that work. And if not, I'm totally happy to teach in Canada. I think that a pro for teaching in Canada for me is gonna be like, I grew up here, I went to school here, so I'm comfortable with the system here, and I feel like because I'm comfortable with it, I will just like transition easier. And also language barrier too. If I go to a different country, the kids aren't going to have English as their first language. So there's going to be that sort of like, you know, that lack of connection.
But your Mandarin's great though, right?
I really don't see like that part of the language barrier being a problem.
Probably not.
Because like there's so many Arab people that went to like British or like American school in the
That's
Middle
true.
East, and their
My
English
cousins
is
can speak
perfectly
Egypt.
fine.
Yeah. They can speak English. But yeah, so I guess just generally where my life is going is being a full-time teacher, and yeah, that's basically it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What would you like to share next?
The plan is to get a film job at some point and slowly but surely start working my way up. For example,
What's like your ultimate goal? Like what film job are you talking about? Like
I mean, in a perfect world, it would be like a full-blown just
director,
editor for
editor.
movies. If I could, again, directing's always the thing I talk about of like, I don't necessarily know if I have that bone in, I don't got that dog in me. Whereas like, I feel like I'm more on like the writing or the editing kind of side. So ideally it would be like, you know, editing full-blown movies and shit.
What are entry film jobs?
Well, I applied this week
tasks?
to a editing house in Toronto that like does commercials for like, you know, a million different Walmart, like all these different companies, they do commercials for them. And it was like an assistant editor position, which is probably what I would be starting with, something assistant editing, unless I did freelance, which I'm not opposed to, but the very minimal experience I've had with it has been kind of telling of what that world is like. So I think if I ever was going to do freelance, I would want it to be in addition to a stable income and not the sole income. So that's the sort of like plan that, I mean, it has a million different branches that who knows, you know, I don't necessarily have any intention of like leaving the GTA currently, but for all I know, you know, if I fucking had the chance to edit something and they're like, all right, you need to move to LA now and come to Hollywood and shit like do it. Like that's
how could you ask me to do that?
I could, you know, I could see myself doing that kind of thing. But so yeah, like that's the plan. It has a bunch of different branches, and then I mentioned the comic book writing thing where it's like that is something where I would give up doing film stuff tomorrow if I was in a position to be like some of the comic writers and artists that I love who just do it full time and, you know, write their own shit and at Marvel or DC. Like I would give up the film stuff tomorrow if I was in a place where I could do that like successfully and repeatedly.
Yeah, I haven't really appreciated writing until recently, to be honest with you. I've been exposed to so much like scientific writing over my course at like being in university for however long I've been in now, and I've like in the latter half of university, I started like picking up like nonfiction books, and then reading Radiant Black is like a different sort of writing style. So it's like, I don't know, I'm starting to really appreciate the way that people can express themselves in writing, because like you read different authors, and it's like for example, like I've read a couple of Jordan Peterson's books, and it's just like he has his like own like
style,
voice in his books. And I'm gonna be completely honest, I like the themes of his books, but the way he writes really annoys me sometimes. I'm not gonna lie to you. Anyways, that's besides the point.
The liberals. I can't do it, but some people do an impression of him, and it's hilarious.
I think that I agree with you in terms of like, I feel like once you're in school, when reading is mandatory, you have to read every day. When you're in elementary school, they do like reading time. Or once you get to high school, it's like in English class, you have this book that you have to read. You have this book you have to read. So for some people, including myself, it kind of felt like a nuisance. But now that I have some free time to read, even something as simple as like, I don't know, a short story or something, to me, it's like when I watch movies, and some movies, to me, the message is like really beautiful and clear, and like the way they tell the story is very like, I don't know, clear. Like they're communicating their message very clearly. So to me, I like when I read something and it makes a lot of sense, and there's no fat to it, and it's very like to the point. So I've come to appreciate very clear messaging, I guess. But
directly said.
Yeah, and to me it bothers me. Yeah,
is that in sort of like, you're saying that if there's like a piece of work that's like a lot of, not filler, but like they take a long time to illustrate their point with a lot of adjectives and descriptors, you wouldn't prefer that? You like the direct, to the point, clear,
I don't
as short as possible, kind of
not
thing?
Necessarily. I don't mind a good amount of descriptors as long as they're like serving a strong purpose.
Okay.
To me, if you're throwing 4 or 5 descriptors and 2 could have given you the same image in your head and could have explained to you the general idea, then like don't add extra if you don't need extra.
Fair enough.
It's the difference between 1,000 episodes of One Piece or like an hour and a half of Spirited Away.
Like for example, like Tarantino's movies, they're quite long, but they don't feel that long to me, because to me his writing is so fucking good. That's what makes his movies good. Not necessarily the acting performances or the set pieces or whatever. Like to me, like the writing is the fucking star in all of his movies. And they're all 3-hour movies, 2 hours 45, whatever, and yet they fly by so quick because everything is happening purposefully. And I feel like there's no wasted breath. There's no like, even if there's something that seems random, it ends up being funny and you get a laugh out of it, and then it moves on. Like there's no like random shit that you're like, oh, that was kind of useless. Like it's all, yeah, I don't know. To me, it's like it's all very purposeful. I think as long as the words serve a strong purpose and they do something that's like, you know, funny or interesting or dramatic or whatever it is, I think it's great. Also, I think at the end of the day, the most important thing is that there's no confusion, because sometimes you'll watch a movie and you'll be like, oh, like what are they like? What, like it won't be super clear what they mean.
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
No, not necessarily.
That's
but
confusing
to me, there's some movies where if you watch a shitty movie, sometimes you'll be like, that doesn't make sense. They didn't describe this, or they didn't like.
Somehow Palpatine came back.
Yeah, there's some things that.
It's a direct quote.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I guess
Poe Dameron line.
I guess what I'm trying to say is that when the writing is extremely good, you don't have any sort of confusion. Like you take the viewers on a ride, and there's no sort of like, what the fuck does that even mean? That doesn't make sense. Whatever. I'm not talking about something that's like a hidden message or something.
Writing to me is like audio in music or movies and video games, where it's like it is often, the good stuff is often overlooked, but the bad stuff is so glaringly obvious. And I feel like writing has that similarity to audio, where it's like a lot of people don't necessarily notice like, oh, that movie had great sound mixing or whatever. Just like I think a lot of people don't necessarily think about like what a well-written script, but when you hear shitty sound mixing or you hear somehow Palpatine came back, like it becomes more of a like,
oh dude,
it sticks out more as a bad thing than it stands out as a good thing.
You know what I think it is? I think that's a good point. I think what I didn't articulate earlier is that I feel like when you have shitty writing, it pulls you out of it so hard, and it makes you be like, this isn't fucking real life. Like no one would say that. No one would react like that. No one would talk to their friend like that. So to me, it's like when you have really good writing, you almost don't notice it because it's so natural and it feels so. I think maybe Tarantino sticks out because he has such bizarre lines sometimes, and it's like funny a lot of the shit that he writes.
Yeah.
But sometimes in movies, like to me, like a movie like The Social Network is so fucking incredibly written, but when you watch it, you don't necessarily think that because it just feels such like natural conversation that's happening.
It fools your brain, and that's to me the similarity with sound, where it's like when you're watching a movie with like really good sound or whatever, it's like you don't notice it, but it is kind of subconsciously like roping you in. Whereas, and with writing, I feel like it's the same thing. We don't necessarily notice it, but it is kind of with Social Network roping you in kind of thing. But when it is the bad shit, it's like instantly like, what the fuck? Why? Who put that sound there? Or it is like, who wrote that fucking line?
I honestly think even casual moviegoers catch it, and they don't necessarily realize that they catch it. Like they'll be watching a movie,
good or bad.
They'll catch. I'm saying they'll. What I'm trying to say is like if you're a casual moviegoer, sometimes I feel like if they watch a movie that has like shitty writing, they'll kind of, because they don't necessarily think about it consciously, but they've been pulled out of the movie by the shitty writing, and they're like, this isn't a good movie. Like, even if they don't acknowledge it consciously, I think a part of them is like, oh, this isn't worth my time. But if they're watching something that's like really incredibly written, they might just like find themselves like leaning in and watching more intently because the words are grabbing them and are flowing in a way that makes sense and like is interesting.
And obviously it's helped by performance too, but it's
of
like,
course,
you know, nobody is
rarely
sitting through the beginning of Inglourious Bastards with the Nazi in the house and being like, well, who wrote this? Not a single person on earth is listening to the Quint USS Indianapolis speech in Jaws and being like, I would have written that differently. Like, go fuck yourself. Like, nobody's doing that kind of thing. So it's like it works on that level. But anyways, I'm sorry, I didn't mean this to turn into a writing thing. That's okay. But yeah, so writing comic books, that's again, it's not necessarily what I foresee being the end path, but I would be very happy if it was. For now, it's kind of like, and I think I've mentioned it before on the show, but it is the plan of like, write some things, find some artists, get it made, hopefully in like a year or two, get my own table at like Fan Expo, hopefully sell a handful of copies, not to make any money, but just to get it like out there and hopefully in the right person's hands, or even like, you know, put it on like a webtoon or, you know, whatever online comic book site. Hopefully the right person sees it and, you know, some editor or publisher or whatever from an Image or a Marvel or a DC would hit me up and be like, hey, you know, come write for us.
You know what's interesting about what you're saying is Matty's almost making me want to add a piece to mine as well, which is like not necessarily being fixed, because I didn't say it explicitly, but I feel like to me, I definitely want to be a teacher, but it may not be in the traditional sense that I think, you know, like I could be a teacher in a non-school setting. I could be in a private setting. I could be in a corporate setting. Who the fuck knows? But I think it's cool that you have like your general goal of wanting to be in entertainment and in media, and you have a couple different things that you like. So I think it would be cool. I think it's good to have those extra lanes that you're still using the same core interest, but you're like applying it in different ways.
Yeah, well, and that's what it was for film school with me. Of like, at first it was game development, and then they said, "Hey, are you good at computers and math?" And I said, "No, thank you."
But game development is like either you have to be a fucking brilliant artist to be in animation, for example, or you have to be like a credible coder. Yeah, but then there's
a lot of talents I don't possess.
But then there's the third lane of like being like a game. What do you call it? Not a writer, but like a.
Like the creative side?
Yeah.
Well, that's my thing. I have an idea for a game that, like, if it would be like a
game
smaller,
director.
Yeah, it would
game
be
directors
like
don't code or do art.
No, like, yeah, it's more the like whatever side of things. But that's a thing where it's like I would, if I knew somebody, for example, who was like, yeah, I have like an indie studio and we're looking for ideas. Like I have an idea for a game. I don't know if I've ever mentioned it. Maybe I will one day. And that's another thing too, where it's like I don't think it's ever really gonna happen. I think it's definitely less likely than the film or like comic option. It is another avenue where I'm like, I have an idea for a fucking game.
Does anyone else find themselves looking at his nipples every once in a while? I'll just be talking and I'll be like,
I noticed how they're
No.
shaved around the middle.
They
wow.
are cleaned up today.
You have a very distinct hair hair growing pattern.
Like a bird,
but there's like nothing here.
to it. I know it's my.
You
chest
don't
hair's
shave any of
weird.
it?
No,
It's
it's
like
just
a
like
bird.
it's weird. The only chest part I shave is
a
around the
phoenix
nipples. 'Cause I
rising.
don't like the hair around the nipples. And then right now, belly button down. That's all trimmed up too because it was a crotch shaving day.
Okay.
You're welcome for that information.
Right.
But
Wow.
yeah, that's the thing for me where it was like when it very quickly became clear that I wasn't going to do game development, and then switched gears to film. It's what you're saying of it is just in the camp of like I love all this entertainment stuff so much, engaging
You
in
love
it
story.
that I want to make it.
Yeah.
And the current path is film. The hope is comics. The sort of more pie in the sky would be a game thing, but again, that would
It seems like
require
ultimately
so much more.
you could like make it as generic as like you want to be in the business of telling stories, whether that's
Pretty
through
much.
books or through
As lofty and hoity-toity as that might sound to some people,
no.
that is the I
No.
just want to make some shit, and it is. We'll get back to your thing, Patrick. I apologize, but like to topics on the show, it is something I try to, let's say, expose you guys to in some ways. We're for sure going to do another comic book thing like we did in the future. I just have to figure out what I would want to give you guys. And even like the Star Wars sequel rewrite that we did, that kind of thing. I like doing it for me personally, but I also just like putting on you guys to like just, get the creative juices flowing for you. Like we're definitely going to do it at some point in the new year as a topic of this topic I want to do of like pitch or come up with like a sequel or prequel or just some sort of story in a pre-existing IP or whatever. Like the example I always use, and I did it at college in my sci-fi class, that was basically what we had for an assignment, and I've always wanted to see it, and that was the pitch I did, was like, I want to do a sequel to The Thing. For me, it was a comic book, and I want to do it set in a city, because I get The Thing is supposed to be the Arctic, and it's remote and whatever, but it's like, I just want to see The Thing like fuck up an entire town where it's like thousands of people can't tell if their neighbors are fucking their neighbors or an alien that's going to eat them. So it's like, that's a kind of topic I want to do someday too with you guys, of like, hey, pick a franchise, pick a movie, pick a game, whatever, come up with another story in that world, and then, do it like we did the Star Wars one day, audience. But anyways, back to your topic. Life paths.
Life paths. You're next.
Well, two things to start off. First, I heard Invincible Season 2 is crazy.
Oh my God, we gotta watch it,
How
please.
have we not watched any? Okay, once we're done school.
What would you guys do if I was like, I saw it already?
Oh, I would just be like,
Okay. You wouldn't care?
I don't know. We'll watch it together eventually, won't we? Even if you do watch it.
No, I won't watch it.
Matty is, I know my uncle works on The Boys, and
What? What do you mean?
What do you?
My-
What do you?
my-
What are the words that are coming out of your
my-
mouth
What are you
right
talking
now?
about?
my uncle is a producer on The Boys, and he does.
What
a
are
lot
you
of-
What are
talking
you fucking
about
talking
right?
about? What are you
Someone
talking
cut the
about?
camera. What are you saying right now?
What are you talking about?
What are you saying
My
right now?
unc-
And how's this never come up ever? Did you
It
know about
has.
this?
I think I brought it up like once. I think
What
I
are
brought
you
it up like
fucking
once.
talking
Sounds
about?
familiar to me.
He's a
My-
producer?
Yeah, my uncle's one of the producers on The Boys, and
What side of your family?
My dad's side.
What do you mean he's a
That
producer?
man that I've met, your dad's brother?
No, not. He's my uncle.
Wait, he's like a main producer
like
on
he's
the
my dad's. He's my aunt's.
Okay, let me
Have
ask-
I
let me-
met
let me
your
ask you a
dad's
question.
sister?
Malcolm,
Yeah.
you're saying that your uncle is one of the main producers on the Disney on the Prime Video.
On The Boys Prime, Amazon
What
Prime.
the fuck?
There's a lot of producers. On
There are a lot of
like
people.
that.
I don't know how big he is, but he said like whenever I'm at his house or visiting family, like he's always busy doing work for The Boys.
What the fuck? That's dope.
Very cool.
That's crazy.
Like he says,
Why have you never
like,
mentioned that?
How does that not even
We-
come up once and it's just coming up
We've
now?
watched the first 3 seasons all together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We watched all 3
didn't
seasons.
mention it.
What I was gonna say, Matty, was maybe I could have a word with him and just ask him what's going on with The Boys. Is there anywhere that you could be guided or something like that? I don't
If
know.
they need a fucking production assistant, I'll go get coffees.
You're saying for Maddie?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
I'll go deliver sandwiches to fucking Carl Urban or whatever.
Why are you looking at me like that?
it's just amazing.
so
like,
random.
I feel like we introduced him to that show.
Yeah.
And like we watched it together all 3 seasons.
Yeah, we did.
The only connection I've had to someone who's in that world is like my banker. Like my bank advisor at Scotiabank.
Uh-huh.
He, for the longest time before he came into banking, was like a PA or something. Like he worked on sets with like big actors, and he's like yeah, he worked on the Suicide Squad, not the James Gunn one, the original one with Margot as well, and like he said he met Will Smith. So I don't know, a bunch of crazy
Shout
shit.
out to Mark's banker Brian. How you doing, Brian? I don't know if that's his fucking name.
So your uncle knows all the actors.
I think so.
Did I tell you guys my brother met
You did
them at that Gorillaz concert?
Yeah, that's crazy.
No, my brother didn't meet them. It was his two friends who went to the bathroom.
That's right.
And just happened to bump into Carl Urban and Jack Quaid.
Oh my god.
And we're like
the
texting my
urinal.
brother like pictures of like them together.
Huey
My brother was
and
Huey and Butcher. My brother was all mad, like, why didn't you tell me to come out? And they're like, oh, blah 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 blah. And I was sitting there because my brother was like, aren't you mad too? I was like, I mean, maybe, but I'm here to watch the fucking Gorillaz concert. I was way more into the
And so-
concert.
what are you gonna say for your life path though?
Life
Yeah, what's
path.
where's this going?
Well,
What's your uncle's name? Sorry, last thing about your uncle.
Jay.
Okay, go on.
Well, currently I want to finish my undergrad in psychology.
Crazy up.
So you so when did you officially switch out of sociology?
Wait,
Last-
you're still not in sociology?
I'm not in sociology.
I thought you were half in sociology.
I thought you were as well.
Sociology is my minor now, just because I've taken so many classes.
Yeah.
But I did last September of 2022. I started psychology
Okay.
Full time.
full time, yeah. And then I'm taking one sociology class this year, so I can finish with this minor in it, which doesn't really make a difference to me because it's not going to do anything for me. But I want to graduate with my psychology degree and get a master's in either counseling psychology or forensic psychology. Hopefully forensic psychology, because I want to work in forensics, and I'm kind of leaning towards joining the police. And I don't want to be associated with the police. I just want to.
What does that mean?
I mean, I don't want to be wearing a uniform and be seen as one of those people.
You don't want to be out in the field. You want to be the
I don't wanna be
guy they call to the crime scene.
Yeah, I want to be the guy they call.
You want to be a detective.
I kind of want to be a
You can't be a detective without being a beat cop first, can you?
I know. I have to do that.
Oh,
I have to do that first. I have to be the guy that sits on the road at
Yeah.
fucking 3 a.m. in the morning giving some idiot a ticket.
Yeah.
Because I think you have to do that for like 2 or 3 years before you can do anything else.
Okay.
But something like either detective work or interrogating or like doing profiles on criminals. And if that doesn't really go to plan, then I like therapy. I like working with people. So something in that line. I don't know, very last resort would maybe be something with kids, because I like working with kids.
You would like in Alan Wake 2, it's two characters you play as, Alan Wake and then this FBI woman named Saga. Why is her name Saga? I don't know, but it's cool. But like in the game, you spend time like, the way they phrase it is you're like in her head, but it's like literally going through documents and like pinning them up. Shut up. And like pinning them up on like one of those corkboard looking things and trying to like piece shit together to like.
I would love that's
solve
like a
stuff.
dream. I'd love to do that.
Mm.
I mean, coming into psychology, like when I first transferred here and they wouldn't let me back into business, I had to choose something. I didn't know what to choose, so I just chose sociology because I didn't know what it was. And when I was there, I just felt so lost. Like I was like, I don't know what this is. It's not interesting. What am I gonna do with my life? And then I took one psychology course, and I was like, this is it. Like I need to follow through with this because this is so cool, and I can't get enough of it.
I see.
And
So you want to
now-
get into forensics?
Yeah.
So-
Forensics.
Here we go.
Like forensic psychology, I haven't read anything about the program at Ontario Tech, but tell me about it. What do they offer? Do you know anything about the program at Ontario Tech?
There's a lot of like sciencey classes which aren't.
Is it a course based, or do you have to
It's
do research?
course-based.
Oh, it's course. I thought it was
Course-based.
research based.
No.
Oh, so it doesn't matter if you did
A lot of
research
the
or
ones
not.
that I'm looking at are course based. I'm not like a big research guy,
Yeah.
and I don't really want to go into a program that's research based.
Yeah, but profiling requires a lot of
I know,
research.
I know.
Okay.
I know, but a lot of the programs I'm going into are course based, like they have
Okay.
like biology and stuff like that, which I'm a little scared for because I'm not really good at any of that at all. But it's
Yeah.
I'm gonna push. If I do get in, I'm gonna push through. Even if I don't get in this year, I'm gonna try to build up my resume more for next year, and I guess probably just work in the off time, or maybe try to pursue playing League One a little more in the
Mhm.
off year.
Yeah.
But yeah, going forward, that's the career I kind of want to get into. And I guess on the
So
side,
if you don't get in, why don't you just become a cop and then also try and get in?
because I don't want to be a cop. I want to be a cop with like, oh, I already know I'm going to do this, which I guess I could at the same time because my aunt went in being a cop and then she just went and got a forensic psychology degree for free because
That's
they
right.
pay for it when you're in there
Yeah, that's right.
for you. So I guess that's also an option, which is actually I might just do that too. I just really don't like the idea of being a cop and
Why not?
pulling people over and being a dick.
Shooting bad
Being a
guys.
dick.
Shooting bad guys in the face.
Yeah.
I don't like the idea of me being on the side of the road, like just sitting there because I have to, and someone goes, "Fuck that guy." Or like you're
We
going
hate
a little,
that
you're going
guy.
a little too fast, and then you see a cop car and you go,
I mean, I don't know what like I don't know too much about this, but my understanding is there's a certain level of discretion on your part. Like you're not obligated to pull every single person who speeds over. Like you.
I
can
mean, I don't know
decide
how
with
it
your
works.
common sense.
I don't know how it works, but there's got to be a certain amount of tickets you gotta give out because like where else you can get
I
money
mean,
from?
if you get on the inside, let us know if there's a quota. I doubt there's a quota. I don't know.
I feel like there's a quota.
Okay.
There's gotta be a quota.
Yeah. I guess I'm last here.
Mm-hmm.
So I just finished submitting all my applications for clinical psychology yesterday.
Yeah.
And I also applied to some research funding. So clinical psychology is like a research-based thing that's also, to what Malcolm was saying, provides training for like counseling and also diagnosing mental disorders. Yeah, like I said in the last topic, it's kind of a prayer at this point. It's not even it's me being on my hands and knees begging for this to happen kind of thing. But
You've been talking about this a lot recently, like off air,
yeah.
about, your frustrations and worries with all this. And even you now saying it's a prayer. That's for now, though, right?
What do you mean?
It's a prayer currently, but it's not like
to get
a
into the
prayer
program.
indefinitely.
I have no idea what you're saying.
Like I'm
to me.
saying, at some point you will get in and do it. And
I hope so.
No, but the
It's a prayer because I don't know if I'm
no,
gonna
but
get
the
in.
but the programs are like super competitive. So like even if he might apply many times and not get in. Hopefully he will for sure. But
He's also got an immigrant last name, so
it's not like there's a guarantee.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, the two things are like there's nothing really that's a guarantee in life, but also it's just there's not a lot of spots. That's the problem.
I think he told me
Like a
something
student.
crazy about how like thousands or hundreds or thousands of people apply and only like 5-10 get into a program or some crazy shit.
Yeah, U of T. It's last year they accepted like 4 people, and there was upwards of 550 applicants.
4 people,
at
dude.
the undergraduate level.
What makes it so competitive, though? Like, why the
To
lack
be
of
quite
spots?
to be
and all
quite
that?
on, why the lack of spots or what makes it?
Is it because of the is it
Well,
because
like
Like
question
both.
you're
Like,
asking.
why is it only 4
Why is it
people? Why
okay,
not
is
take,
it because of the prestigious name of the University of Toronto?
No. Well, okay, let me answer one question at a time. So why is it so competitive? Part of me feels like a lot of people do their psychology education and don't know what to do. And it's like, okay, the most applied form of psychology is clinical psychology.
Sure.
Because at the end of it, you can be a researcher, you can be a clinician, you can open your private practice, you can be a professor. There's just options with that field. So it's like, okay, I don't know what to do, so let me just try for it.
Sure.
So my suspicion is that there's many people who actually don't have
A clear
like
goal.
the base like knowledge and requirement for actually getting in. So that's my suspicion as to why there's so many applicants. With regards to why there's such little spots, it's a research-based sort of thing with also the practical training. So to get in, you need to have a supervisor.
Mm-hmm.
And a professor can only take so many students. Often professors take one student if they're accepting.
Mm-hmm.
And some years they don't accept a student because they don't have the resources to get somebody kind of thing. So for example, at U of T, there's like 6 or 7 core faculty members. Only 4 of them are accepting students this year. So
Interesting.
that would be 4 students.
So then in that case, doesn't it just become a like brown nosing thing of like if you had that teacher and kissed their ass
Or maybe
enough?
it's like connections probably at that point. Of like if you have relationships
definitely part of it
with
would
people.
be connections. Definitely part of it would be connections, but
Didn't you say there was a girl who was like
yeah, go on.
you said someone you had like they had worked with a professor before or something,
Yeah.
and there was already a connection there. So
Yeah.
odds are that she was gonna get in it because the professor already knew her and trusted her type thing.
Yeah, so yeah, there's a element of like connections to it, but I honestly feel like in the end of the day, like kudos to this girl. Like, she went and she did her master's and she has a connection with this professor. That's just how life goes. People have connections, right? You could see it in the world of soccer as well. There's like people who are arguably not that good who are like making it to like pretty high levels. But that's a separate, I guess, point. It doesn't really speak to what I'm saying.
You just wanted to throw shade for a second.
I don't know. That's kind of the connection my brain made. But I think in the end of the day, like, if you're a quality person and you have the competence and you've done what you needed to do to prepare yourself for this thing, you can only get ignored or like turned down for so long.
But that's what I'm saying to you.
Right?
You're in that position as far as I'm aware. So that's what I'm saying, where it's like, sure, you might not get in this go around, but that's what I was saying before, where it's like, I can't imagine a situation where 5 years from now, you're like, this is my 5th time trying, and like I'm still not in. Kind of.
Also,
thing.
a big thing is like, the more times you apply, and you can only apply once a year, right? So in between the times, in between the attempts, you can only gain more experience. At the call center or like doing anything else. Like, you can only gain more experience. You can also only get more with every like failed attempt. You can only get a better sense of what you need to do next time more, or like,
or start brown nosing.
Sure.
But so that's what I'm saying. Where like I get what you're saying about for now. It's like a hope kind of thing. But that's what I was saying before. Of like, it's got to be a question of when, not if.
I hear what you're saying.
If you stick at it for years, like, the odds are you're gonna do something.
The thing that's kind of like annoying is that, and I know people spend way longer amounts of time trying to get somewhere, but like especially in the last year, every decision I made with my academics and with like a lot of things in my life has been in service of like this moment right here, like getting these applications in and being the best possible candidate I can be for this moment, kind of thing. So if it's like the case that I don't even get an interview, so if I don't get an interview anywhere, that means like I'm not a quality candidate, kind of thing. You know what I mean? So it would just, I don't know, it would just blow my mind. That's the worry I have, that like, if I don't know how I know it's competitive and I just don't know the quality of the other people there. So there's the one person, I was about to say her name, I can't say her name. She has her master's and she has this connection with the professor. Like, are they all like her, or is she like the outstanding, like, outlier kind of thing? I don't know.
The creme de la creme.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I think too, it also goes back to what Mark was saying about like him with teaching, or with me in the creative thing, where it's like, and even what Malcolm and you guys were just saying, where it's like giving yourself, not putting all your eggs in one basket, I guess. And I understand that right now you're putting all your eggs in one basket because that's what you should be doing. But it's like if you don't get in next time, sure, try it again next year. And then if it doesn't work next year, it's not like change your whole life path, but it is a thing of like, do you start to look for like, an alternative, like same thing, but different branch of, beat whatever cop. You're doing, beat cop. So that like you still, and that, for me, it's the thing of like, film is the goal and the job and the career path. The comic thing is like, it's not even my plan B. It is more of like the aspiration, not the like.
Ultimately, storytelling is the goal.
Yes. So to me, it's like the likely path is the film stuff. The sort of more like aspirational path is comic stuff. Hopefully, a little bit of both.
Matty, if anyone ever wanted you to write porn,
write it.
What would you do?
I mean, if it got me a foot in the door, I think I could come up with some good scenarios to get people fucking. But and so that's what I'm saying with like your thing too, where it's like, it's not don't put all your eggs in one basket because that's what you need to be doing right now. But I guess it's like don't permanently put all your eggs in one basket. Do it now because it's needed. But depending on how things go, it's like find or give yourself, those alternate branches that still work and you're doing what you want to be doing. But then it's like, maybe you do become a professor teaching this instead of,
I can't become a professor teaching it without getting into clinical psychology.
Oh, well, there you go. So, but whatever the path would be that like makes the most sense.
Yeah.
That's like, in the ballpark, but if it's not necessarily the thing, you know.
I guess we'll see what happens.
I don't know what the fuck I'm talking
We'll
about.
see. We'll see what we're talking about in a year.
There you go. We'll see in a year. We'll see in many years from now. Are you satisfied, Fang?
I think I'm good. Unless anyone wants to say anything else.
I don't
I'm
think
good.
so.
Anybody got anything they want to get off their chest?
I will say
Thank
that
God we don't gotta upload any videos to your laptop.
That's
I'm
pretty
really
good.
hungry, so
I'm also pretty hungry.
let's go get food.
hungry, uploading.
Hippo.
I'm good. I will just say thank you once again because I was ready to blow a fucking blood vessel tonight.
It sounds like you had a stressful night.
So it was good to come in.
I would be so actually goddamn upset if I were you.
I
Holy
mean,
crap.
I think I did a good job not tearing a strip off my subordinates. I think I managed to keep my composure enough.
Time to reorient your focus back on the campaign.
Yeah.
You've got a campaign
My
on your
election
hands.
campaign. But yeah, so I came in hot tonight. So it was good to just shoot the shit a little, blow off some steam. Patrick, real quick before we go, Mark's topic was music and movies, either like licensed stuff or like scores. What's
Like
some of your favorites?
Like your favorite piece of music in a movie, and you feel like the music matches the movie's vibe really well.
Honestly, only because it's like so fresh in my mind.
Yep.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
We did talk about that.
Dog
Creep.
Days.
Oh, Dog Days are over.
Dog Days.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
We just a quick couple ones that we threw out. I threw out Something in the Way in the Batman when he's driving around. And it's like something
Nirvana one.
in the
Oh,
way.
yeah.
That one's badass. I threw out what else did I throw out?
I didn't mention it in Mark's topic, but I will mention it now. Just both the Blade Runner soundtracks. Just fucking chef's kiss.
We
Need
talked
to get it
about
out.
Inception soundtrack. We talked about Interstellar soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
So
Nice.
The Inception soundtrack was actually my number one listen to this song this year.
Time.
So Guardians,
crazy.
any like not licensed but like soundtracks.
Tracks.
Because I mentioned like Jaws or any John Williams stuff like Star Wars and Indiana
I
Jones.
mentioned this.
and all
I
that.
don't know if you like this. I'll play it real quick.
He's gonna play it real quick.
From
Let's hear it.
Django Unchained. Have you heard this before? This is in the montage when he's learning how to shoot the gun for the first time, and he's like,
I will.
Wait.
Okay. Yeah.
The Western
Yeah.
soundtrack.
Honestly, when it comes to like unlicensed stuff, I'm pretty like not really like all there for it. Like, not that I'm not a fan of it. It's just I don't really pay attention if it's like not a licensed.
You know Star Wars though.
I know Star Wars, but like that's
I like
closest
the
thing to
Up
license there
theme
is.
in the beginning of Up when it's him
See,
and
like,
his wife.
yeah, I just wouldn't be able to remember.
Or
any
like
of
The
that.
Incredibles, obviously.
I wouldn't be able to remember. that. Oh yeah, that's
I
right.
mean, come on, get the fuck out of here. But anyways, I figured we'd
Give me a chance.
wrap you in on that. Anyways, this has been your, I think, a little longer than normal
yeah.
episode of Wildly Adequate.
It is now 12:15.
Tune in, like, comment, share, subscribe, all that. Tune in next week. Next week we're going to do our Christmas episode. It is also going to be the last episode. Well,
Not for you guys.
It's going to be the last episode we record of this year, but don't worry. We've got some bonus episodes in the tank that will be coming out after that while we're on our brief hiatus.
Let's go.
But anyways, thank you.
Good night.
Thank you. Bye.